Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all fandoms, welcome to the Ferret and Raccoon podcast, episode 9. I am Ace.
And I'm the younger Raccoon.
And how have you been doing lately, Raccoon?
I've been good, man. Getting back to the daily grind of things.
Yeah, the daily grind for uni, getting all that hard work done.
Yes.
And
money disappearing.
Oh, yeah, especially, you went to the record store day,
yes,
didn't you?
record store day, which happened on, I believe it was last week, Saturday, being that'll be the 18th, was it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, the 18th. It was somewhat intense. The thing about record store day, for anyone who doesn't know, it's basically when, for one day only, you'll get exclusive like music on mostly records. And they'll only be there for like that day, otherwise you'd have to find them on eBay, and they're only on limited print. So find your local record store day, you get there early, you try and get the stuff you want. And like I said before, there is a bit of tenseness to it.
Yeah, from what you said, it sounded like people were like really kind of like in line. It was just like, yeah, I'm getting this.
Yeah. I mean, as much as there were, you did speak to people who were like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this record or that record. You could tell a lot of people were kind of like, oh, fucking hope they don't take my record. I fucking need that shit. And trust me, I was doing the same.
Yeah.
Trust me, walking down to the record store I was going to, which I'm going to give a shout out to Sounds of the Universe, down in Soho in London. When I went down there, kind of passing another record store, Sister Ray's, which is an awesome reference. I kind of just eyeing up the line, just going, oof. You kind of just look like, oh, they're going to take my coffee. But luckily I got there and I was like 10th in line.
Yeah.
So
was Sister Ray's really packed, you said? And
yes, they used to have, about a year ago, they used to have a slightly bigger store.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they've kind of moved to a smaller store now. And now it's a 2-floor store, but it's still very small.
Yeah.
One top floor is CDs, bottom floor is like vinyl. I didn't go in there because I wasn't prepared to be going in that line. It was just moving too slow. When Sounds of the Universe was like, by the time I kind of went to the second store,
yeah,
there was like no one in Sounds of the Universe on record store day, which was really weird. People were literally walking in. Like, funny story, I was in line for another store, which is Fanatics or Phonograms or whatever it's called.
Okay.
Deals more in like dance and house music.
Yeah.
I was lining up because they had some stuff I wanted there. I spoke to this woman who was a pretty big fan of Jay Dilla, and she wanted the Fuck the Police 7-inch, which looked like the badge. And so I kind of showed it to her, and she was kind of like, oh, that's the one I wanted. Can I get a picture of it? So I was like, yeah, sure. She just wanted to kind of make sure she at least saw it, just in case she didn't get it.
Yeah.
And I said to her, if she goes to the front of the line, she can have a look at the list, see what they've got. She goes there and they've crossed out the Jay Dilla record, so she's like, oh no, the one thing I've gotten. So I kind of say to her, oh no, go to Sounds of the Universe, there's no one there, I'm sure you'll get it. So she's like, okay, I'll go. She goes there, I get my stuff from there, and I come out and I meet her, and I'm like, oh, did you get your stuff? She's like, yeah, I just walked in and got it.
Oh, that's pretty.
Literally just walks in and gets it. I spoke to some pretty cool people there, but records today was good. I got some stuff. I'm not going to list off like every single thing that I got, but I will say that the main 2 things I wanted was the KMD Black Bastards picture book.
Yeah, you showed me that, and it was really impressive.
Yeah, definitely have a look at that, and the Power Glove EP 1. There's a couple other things which I'm kind of failing to mention. Obviously, the Jay Dilla singles. The only other 2 things I didn't get was the off live at BBC and Run the Jewels EP. But other than that, I pretty much got all the stuff I wanted. But yeah, it was a tense day.
Yeah, it sounds really fun though. You managed to get quite a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, just over 10 vinyls, and I spent like, it's not going to how much I spent because I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
But how's your life been though?
Yeah, it's been really good. Very busy work schedule, but I finally had a day where I didn't have to do anything. Mm-hmm. So I got a new tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it took 3 hours. I didn't feel much pain. I actually almost fell asleep during it, which it was very comfortable.
It'd be funny if you were sleeping and then just move your arm while just doing the tattoo.
He actually shouted my name to make sure I didn't fall asleep. But yeah, it's of the marching band leader from the My Chemical Romance's Black Parade album, and that's been one of my favourite albums since I was a teenager.
Fair enough.
So I kind of had to get it.
Were you listening to the Black Parade while you getting the tattoo done?
Yeah, I was. I actually was. I kind of had to.
That's what.
I think like at one part I could feel the bone inside me vibrating, and it was exactly at the part where it was going through the Black Parade's intro, so it was just kind of perfect timing. Weird sensation though.
Yeah, must be. I don't know. I mean, you've got 2 musical tattoos now. Obviously, people can't see it, but I guess anyone can just type in the Black Parade.
Show it to the microphone.
Do you guys see that?
Cool.
Right, good. Yeah, you've got 2. I mean, I don't know if I'll get a tattoo. I was thinking of either getting Sly Cooper or I don't know, maybe get a musical themed one. Get like the front cover of Gorillaz' first album.
Oh, nice.
But that would be freaking huge.
Yeah, you probably have to get that over like on your back.
My back or like
chest.
my strong ass muscles, perhaps.
Oh, yeah. Them biceps.
Yeah.
8-inch pythons.
I lift. Yeah, but I don't know. This is all in due time. But yeah, it's been somewhat a busy couple, like 2 weeks or so, as we are now doing this every fortnight.
Yes.
Only so that we have like a jam-packed filled podcast like this one, because we got tons of stuff to cover on this one. We got stories from CineCon. Not a lot of game news this week, but no worries. And we got a film review.
Yeah, very good film actually. I can't wait to talk about this.
Yes, and but first, I think we're gonna start off with something we can kind of somewhat dissect and review, being the shit ton of trailers for upcoming films for this year and next year that dropped.
Yeah, it seemed to be some sort of competition. Like one person dropped a trailer, and then everyone was like, "Compete, throw that stuff out."
Yeah, I think the timeline goes. I think last week we got the Ant-Man trailer, which was the second trailer. Let's start with that one, which we saw, and obviously I think you're looking forward to it more than I was.
Yeah.
Mainly because you thought it was liking the look of it in that, and I had my doubts mainly because of issues I had with the director and all that. But I've been watching the second trailer. They need to fire whoever's editing that trailer and putting it together.
Are being put together really weird, but I can see really good parts. Like all the times when it's showing the transformation between him like normal height to small, that's going to be some amazing scenes. Like,
that looks great.
Because you can turn anything really mundane into something amazing.
Exactly.
Like the whole, the train part that was part of the trailer.
Yeah.
That looked fun.
That was just probably, I'd love if that's like the climax of the film. Yeah, exactly. Because it's just, that was probably my favourite part of the trailer. Cause that was definitely Edgar Wright right there.
Yeah.
That was definitely his writing or screenplay right there. Obviously, I'm still a little bit annoyed that I'm going to be coming out this film, which I'm still going to go see this film, but I'm coming out this film going, Edgar, could have done better. But at the same time, he is still being credited under this, because he did a majority of the work. But comedy's still not working for me. I kind of chuckled at 1 or 2 bits, but it wasn't full out laughter or anything. It was kind of I can kind of see what they're going for, but whether it's hit or miss, I don't know. I know I recently found out that there was an interview with Joss Whedon.
Oh yes,
and he was saying how Edgar Wright's script for Ant-Man was one of the best scripts he's ever written.
Yeah, I actually watched that as well. I thought that was amazing.
Which I know Edgar Wright, Edgar Wright's done fantastic stuff, and he was right for this part. I mean, he's definitely someone who is best in that field. He knows what to do in that sense. But I don't know. That does kind of worry me a little bit. But I'm still hopeful for it. I'm actually looking forward to this film a lot more. I'm kind of hoping that more moments like the train scene shine. I kind of hope we see less of the villain, because right now we've got no villain really.
Well, it's his old outfit from the comics just repackaged as a villain, which I'm kind of confused about.
This is one of Marvel's biggest problems. Their villains.
Well, they've had 2 good villains so far.
Who are they?
Loki, who actually works as a villain, and the Kingpin in Daredevil TV show.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Ultron. Ultron and Kingpin.
I haven't watched Ultron, Age of Ultron yet.
I haven't watched Ultron yet.
No?
It's not Avengers 2 anymore, it's Ultron the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Disney, don't do that. It's something they struggle with. Even with Guardians of the Galaxy, I think Ronan the Accuser could have been a lot better. Especially when they actually managed to do a joke with him. I thought they definitely should have. Anyone look up if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, look up the alternate ending to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, the dance battle.
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
I think they definitely should have gone with that. That would have been just. I even icing on a already fantastic film.
Yeah, it would have been brilliant.
Yes, so definitely looking forward to this film. It comes out, is it June, July?
I think it's June or July, yeah.
I know it's 2 months from now.
Yeah.
Which is a bit close to have like Avengers and Ant-Man together.
Yeah, I think it's trying to get early summer. Because, you know, a big bunch of stuff's going to come out summer, so they're getting it
yeah,
early.
we're talking about that, yeah.
Yeah.
But as the timeline goes for this whole trailer story, I think the next one we have was a fairly big one, arguably probably the biggest film of this year, being the Star Wars 7 trailer, which is called The Force Awakens, was it?
Yeah.
What's it called?
The Force violently woke up.
Alright.
Yeah. I actually saw this film a couple of years back on YouTube, and it was okay, but it, you know, the special effects weren't all there.
Yeah, I mean, JJ did say he was going to do practical, so I'm not sure what that's about.
And they were wearing hoodies, which kind of confused me.
Yeah, it kind of had like a street feel. I'm not sure if that was like part of its goal.
But it was okay.
Okay, but now we've got a new film.
Yeah.
Actually produced by Disney this time.
Yes.
And during a Star Wars, was it event or convention or whatever it was?
Yeah, I can't remember the actual title of it, but it was Star Wars Celebration.
Star Wars Celebration,
yeah,
which they had a lot of the cast from the original films, the cast from the new film. Yeah, they showed off stuff. They showed off like the new robot.
Oh,
and how that thing works is like magic.
I think that's amazing.
What's it called?
BB-8.
BB-8.
I actually remember it because I really like it.
Kind of a shame it's not called BB Rights, but from Jet Set Radio. But
nice.
Yeah, BB-8. When they brought that thing out, I was like, all of us. As soon as I saw that thing, I was like, it just reminded of the Insane Clown Posse song, Magnets. How do they work?
Yes.
Because I'm not 100% sure how that thing. Like, that thing looks like some real-life science fiction shit right there.
It does, it's brilliant, and because during the first trailer I thought it was just special effects, and I didn't care.
Yeah, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, how are they doing that?
Yeah, and then when I found out it was real, I was like, holy hell.
Like, do you actually know how that thing came to be?
Didn't someone make it, like, wasn't it a fan thing?
Yeah, the two guys, I think the people who made BB-8, they are big fans of Star Wars, and I believe they were making their own kind of props.
Yeah.
Based around Star Wars. So I think one of the people behind the film actually said, we'll just get them to work for us.
Yeah.
And that's what they worked on.
See, that's brilliant, because they're going straight to the fans who love it.
It's not even just the fans. They're like, wow, here's some talent, let's use them. I mean, it's the same thing with having 3 of the members from the Raid
films
to
for the choreography.
Yeah, to do the choreography, which is like, they're literally just going, oh, well, there's talent there, let's go get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so let's go to the trailer. The trailer kind of like hits every check mark to get everyone and anyone who likes Star Wars.
Yeah, it starts off with a bit of nostalgia, but then that's the bit that kind of threw me. With like, I saw it was the Darth Vader's mask burn, and it was kind of okay. Why is that there?
Yes, already the speculation starts.
Yeah, I mean, instantly it was kind of like, well, he like died, you know, whatever, and now his helmet's somewhere else, and that kind of threw me a bit. So yeah, I was kind of like, didn't really care there. As it goes on, it was showing the new characters. Is it Michael Boyega? Yeah. I'm actually excited for him. I've seen him in...
Who's if you saw the Star Wars Celebration, he's a big fan of Unleashed 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. And apparently he is actually a stormtrooper. They said. I assumed he was just doing the disguise thing that was in the original films. Okay. But apparently he is was a stormtrooper. So,
yeah, he might... I don't know what role he's necessarily going to play, but I don't think he's going to be a stormtrooper for the whole film.
Yeah. He'll probably back out.
Especially as soon as he has like some kind of relationship with woman who flies hovercraft.
Woman who flies hovercraft and is possibly a Jedi. She's got extra words to the title now.
I mean, there's also speculation because she's like I think the actress says she's like a collector or something like that of artifacts. Yeah. And I think the speculation that people are saying, well, she's collecting these artifacts. We see Darth Vader's helmet.
Yeah.
Is she collecting this for some reason? Is she a Jedi? Or is it the case that, oh no, she's collecting artifacts from her family, perhaps?
That'd make a lot of sense. I could see
you know, oh, I'm collecting artifacts based around my family.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Darth Vader's helmet.
'Cause I think
This was a relic from my family history.
I think she actually has Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber in the toy. So that could be very true.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is where things get confusing for me, because I'm all like, oh, whose daughter is this and all that. But,
I think it's probably Luke Skywalker's daughter, if anyone's.
His daughter, okay.
Or it'll be Leia's daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting confused now.
And then it shows the random man in X-Wing, Y-Wing, something wing.
I would love if that's his name in the credits. Random man in X-Wing 1.
Yeah. Who shouts like, woohoo. So, yeah, okay, that was...
I'm pretty sure that guy's going to be pretty damn famous on Twitter. I'm pretty sure that's what his hand was going to be, guy in X-Wing.
Yeah. And you've got cross sword saber man attacking stormtroopers, I think. It went on for like half a second. I think I blinked at that bit.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah, and then we got the bit that I actually found really kind of despicable.
What was that?
It was the reveal shot of Han Solo.
Oh.
Yeah, I had flashbacks to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull there.
Oh.
Which isn't really a good thing.
No, Harrison Ford has picked some films he seems to have been very disinterested in and not put a lot of effort into it, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think with this film he's probably going to have his A-game on, I would imagine.
I hope so, because it looked weird him being old and still...
Yeah, that's one thing that will probably work against this film, if anything. It's... Obviously everyone ages, everyone gets older.
Yeah. Some
people age better than others, but like... Having a much older Han Solo definitely looks odd, especially because, I mean, think about it. If a kid were to watch episode 1 all the way to 6 and then start with that film, they'll be like, whoa, time's really passed here.
Exactly.
You know, even if the child's not necessarily looking at the cinematic like perspective of things.
But it's just from like a, let's say, kind of fan perspective. Mm-hmm. Han Solo seems like the kind of guy who'd die young through stupidity or recklessness.
Well, maybe they might have an answer for that. Maybe he's been hiding this whole time. Or something
Possibly.
like that. I mean, him saying, oh, we're finally home, suggests that they haven't been flying around for a while. So maybe he could have been doing something during that time. I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be the span of like maybe 20 years or so. Because, I mean, if someone is someone's daughter, then they're obviously of the age of over 20. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. But other than that, it was, I guess, a well-crafted trailer, which got people very wet.
Yeah.
Not just the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm sure that was great. And then this is kind of where like it kind of escalated. So all of a sudden you have the out of nowhere, supposedly mysteriously, the trailer for which was already announced that they were going to be releasing this on Monday. But then all of a sudden, trailer for Batman vs Superman. Was it Dawn of Boredom or Justice? Was it
Superman v Batman: The Legal Battle?
The Legal Battle, or the Catch Up.
Yeah, Superman v Batman.
Batman, don't say that.
I actually didn't mean it in that way. I
don't
meant
say that.
I didn't mean it in that way. It was more of the term of. It's something the Joker says to Batman sometimes.
Oh gosh! All right.
It wasn't meant in any sort of homophobic way.
I'll let you off the hook for that one.
Okay.
It's a mistake, people. So you had the trailer for Batman vs Superman mysteriously leak on, I think, a day after that trailer came out. Or sure, it just leaked.
Yeah.
Sure, it leaked, Warner Brothers. Because if it did, you need to fire some people. You know, I mean, do people not remember when the Avengers 2 trailer leaked and Disney was like, we're going to fucking find that person?
Yeah, that was anger, and they sued hard when they found him.
Yes. Warner Bros. Did no such thing. We already know what this is. This is just WB just trying to throw shade at Disney again because they're jealous that their film isn't out for another year and they can't make as much money as them till then. So let's talk about this trailer then.
Okay, so we have 40 seconds of Jesus being talked about because he's the most important thing. he changes the
Jesus
world.
is in this film, isn't he? Yeah.
He changes the world, and it's such a miracle he's here. And then we've got a statue of, someone.
It is Superman, I would imagine.
I think so. But they keep talking about Jesus, so I thought it would be someone else.
Yeah, not understanding this disconnect, really.
No.
I mean, you can't... I mean, it is very confusing to have Man of Steel and then have Jesus Christ himself dressed up as Superman. Because now I'm like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, and on the statue they've got false god written there, so maybe... like, the whole Superman thing is really pissing off Christians.
Maybe this film would actually be about Christianity working against false prophets. I don't know.
And that's where Batman steps in.
Batman steps in, who is obviously the devil.
Yes.
He's supposed to be this devil. I'm not 100% sure whose side you're supposed to be on with this film. I don't know if it's supposed to be like, oh, you're supposed to root for Lex Luthor or Wonder Woman or Robin or the other 20 other characters in this film.
Green Lantern and Aquaman show up somewhere. I think the Flash does.
No.
Yeah, and so you've got all these characters who are definitely going to get development. You can tell. Like,
this film would have to be like 4 hours.
No, it will be 2 hours and 40 minutes of it will be action. Some of it will be about Jesus, and then you'll get 5 minutes of character development.
Yeah.
And nothing funny. There'll be no humour at all. Just
no, because it has to be dark, gritty, and serious. Come on.
And Batman asks in the trailer if Superman bleeds, and
Which
then
is a stupid fucking question because anyone who's read the comics knows.
Yeah, or if anyone watched the previous film, you would have seen. I think there was some blood. I can't even remember. I was distracted by 9/11.
I don't know if he can bleed. I don't care. It's not as if Batman could do anything.
He then warns Superman that he will make him bleed in his robot suit.
Yeah, because that's Superman's weakness.
Yeah, and I think I haven't seen it in the trailer, which is confusing, but I keep seeing a gif of them running at each other. Which, like Superman and Batman. And I haven't seen that in any of the trailers.
Might be leaked footage.
It's possible.
From maybe the leaked trailer had like something else in it.
Yeah, and then there's that whole kind of collision kind of thing, and then the shockwave.
I don't understand how Batman's causing a shockwave. I don't remember him having superpowers.
He's Iron Man now.
Oh yeah, he must have borrowed like the Hulkbuster or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
Well, it's the Jesus Buster.
True. The trailer was very rushed.
Yeah.
There wasn't any real motion in this trailer. It's a slideshow, basically.
Yeah, basically.
It's a slideshow trailer, so it's one of the laziest trailers. It cuts to black way too much. I mean, most of the trailer is just black screens and monologuing from unknown characters.
It's kind of like they watched the original Star Wars Force Awakens trailer and then just copied it. Literally, a few disconnected scenes and then someone talking over it. And lots of fade to black.
Yeah, WB is really desperate right now.
They really are.
Almost can't blame them, but at the same time, put in effort and you might be rewarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling this trailer. I kind of want to. Look forward to this mind-blowing idea, but the sheer lack of creativity coming out of just this trailer, not film, trailer is just not interesting me at all. So it never really was on my radar. But
I'm a big Batman fan, and I'm bored by this. I don't want it. I don't care.
That's what a lot of people are feeling. And it's not even just Marvel talk here. I mean,
yeah.
Even I'm just fairly bored of a lot of Marvel's films right now. I mean, I'm never really interested when it's like a new idea. I don't really care about none of the sequels. I kind of just want to see like the original ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
But that trailer just kind of released to be a bit of a damp squid.
Yeah.
And then kind of like another slew of other people just kind of went, oh, well, we got to try and steal the limelight from Star Wars and Batman v Superman. So then you have the Terminator Genesis trailer,
Genesis done rebooted.
Genesis with that good spelling.
It's like sci-fi. They kind of copied that idea of just changing the lettering around.
Seriously, why have they spelled Genesis like that?
I honestly don't know.
Is there a reason? is this some kind of like marketing ploy to go, oh, we'll get people talking, especially as soon as they think we spelt the name wrong, and then they just kind of, no, actually, that name should stick.
I honestly can't think of any.
Is it because Genesis is too generic?
Probably.
And they wanted to spice up the genericness by misspelling it?
Or if, like, they'll just remember that gif of the man shouting Genesis from Star Trek. That's what people think.
Maybe.
So they had to spell it wrong. Maybe it's Genesis.
Who knows? I don't care about this film. The only good thing that came out of this film was those promotional pictures of the cast. Have you seen those pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah, just type in Terminator Genesis and look up the pictures for, I think in one of the magazines. And it just literally has, like, the cast just holding guns in some random, like, clearly, like, empty space road, just shooting guns and screaming. It's like the worst headshots I think I've ever seen in my life, because it's just so rushed and so random. I mean, like,
it's also the second Terminator product to feature someone from Game of Thrones, which is quite amusing.
But obviously got to get around now.
Yeah, well, the person who plays Daenerys in the show is playing Sarah Connor in this film, which, okay, I can understand her getting a kind of role. I mean, we saw how well that went for Jon Snow with Pompeii.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then there was Cersei, who was in the Terminator TV show before Game of Thrones, which
was that the Sarah Connor Chronicles?
Yeah, I actually just watched it for her. That was kind of it, and I think River Tam was in there as well.
River Tam.
Yeah, I don't know if that's her actual name or if that's her
stage name.
No, her name from like Firefly. No, Summer Glau, that's her real name.
Summer Glau.
Yeah, River Tam's her character name. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I got very distracted. Yeah, I watched Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Yeah,
a bit of a tongue twister.
I watched it for them too.
Fair enough. I never watched that show. A little boring.
It kind of was in some bits.
Until she comes on stage, you're like, woo!
Yeah, then it's just kind of like, I can watch this.
I can fab to this.
Oh dear.
Oh boy. So that trailer was pretty bad. But speaking of things I can't fab to, the Fan 4 Stick trailer when it released. They showed the official trailer, and which we didn't really get to see anything that new.
I don't think anyone's going to get hot from this, or rock hard, or anything's going to stretch.
No, I don't think so.
This film looks...
The only thing my dick is doing about this film is disappearing.
I want to do the drum roll, but I'm going to laugh, so I can't do it.
Yeah, so the trailer came out. We didn't really get to see that much other than get to see what the Thing looks like. As expected, he looks like rocks. He looks like the Thing.
Yeah, he kind of... Yeah, there's no real description there. It's just the Thing.
And the only other thing I've noticed is that the film seems to be taking a lot of... The weird thing about this film is we're only seeing 2 settings. Or 2/3 settings.
We've got Science Lab.
Science Lab, we got Dimension.
Crazy Space Dimension.
It's actually a dimension, not like space, it's dimension. And hospital, generic looking hallway place.
Yes. Which could also possibly be a military base.
Looks too white to be a military base, but alright. Racism right there. No. So I'm actually wondering, because obviously they've already have plans to do a sequel, so I'm obviously wondering if the main crux of this film is them working on science. We do the science. Oh, we made the science. Oh, let's go explore the science. We got the powers. Oh no, this bad guy. Get ready for the sequel. I'm actually wondering if that's how the film is going to go.
I kind of think it is. It's literally going to be your, as you were saying, hey, science, we made science, now we are science, battle other science. Science is done.
Yeah, I can imagine. So the only other thing that's noteworthy is you get to see Doctor Doom's face, and is he technically called Doctor Doom? Is he? It's
something Domashev in this.
Is he going to be called Doctor Doom now, or are they going to call him like Mr. Doom now?
Well,
because they have to be different.
His online handle is Doom, so when he's like commenting on YouTube, it's Doom. When he's hating our videos, it's Doom.
Whenever it's Doom, it just reminds me of that scene with that Tom Cruise film.
Oh no, which one?
The one where he opens up the case and he goes, Doom.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, I'll show it to you after. I forget what
Okay.
film it is, but yeah, it's a scene like that. That's the reason why the video game Doom is called that, is because they like the way he said that. He opened up the case and goes, Doom.
Oh, that's a brilliant fan theory there.
Mm.
That's nice.
Yeah, and so we get to see his face, and the only interesting thing was the fact that he has like glowing lasers in his face. So it's actually making me wonder if that's a mask or his actual face, whether he got like super fucked up in this.
I kind of think he's just like, he's now the Silver Surfer. He's just Metal Man.
I don't really know they're going to tease the Silver Surfer at the end of the film.
I hope not, because the Silver Surfer was terrible in the other Fantastic film.
But obviously they're trying to stay as far as possible away from that film.
If they, well, it looks like they're trying to be serious and gritty here, in quote marks.
Which is going to be fairly tricky with a superhero comic film. That's why Marvel has pretty much got the superhero genre cornered.
Yeah.
The only other films that are doing well are Kingsman and fucking Kick-Ass, all done by the same guy because he understands and has funny ideas about comics.
Exactly.
Them two have got the market cornered. Warner Brothers and Fox have a little bit of that. Warner Brothers is struggling because they think if we go the opposite route, you know, they'll get success. But this film is obviously not doing anything for anyone who has seen a film before.
Yeah.
I mean, the only people who can really be getting excited for this film are little kids. I can understand that.
Well, if you like Interstellar, you might enjoy it.
What kid watching Interstellar? They won't be able to sift through that.
Well, they're probably on their phone for some of it. They'll do the same for Fan 4 Stick. Just like text their friends, pretend they're having fun.
I fucking can't stand that. People texting in the cinema makes me want to punch them.
No, you just send a message. Watching Fan 4 Stick, having so much fun. Give me attention. And
then when they take a selfie, they see me in the corner of the phone, I have to smack them up. But yeah, I mean, I was chatting to you the other day about this. They should just get the rapper MF Doom for this film, really, because he looks way more intimidating.
I actually agree with that.
I mean, and trust me, like I actually watched one of the older videos. If you look up the video MF Doom questions, it's MF Doom is in the park drinking a bottle of alcohol with a machete. Right there, that's more threatening than Fan 4 Stick.
Yeah.
MF Doom for Fantastic Four.
It'd be so much better.
And then the other one who kind of had to go, we have to get our share in it, was the, I guess, second Jurassic World trailer.
Yeah, the one that actually made me disinterested in Jurassic World.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that might be the opposite way.
No, the first trailer, I watched it and I thought, this looks kind of dumb. That can be fun. And I even the scene of him on the motorbike with the velociraptors.
Oh, man.
That was so brilliantly stupid. I would love it.
I love... obviously, we don't know if they're going to be self-aware about this or not, but just looking at Chris Pratt's face. Yeah. I have to use the phrase with Jay from Red Letter Media when he just goes, when I saw that, sold.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then in this other trailer, some things were being a bit too serious, and then other things were poking fun at it, and it seemed like they weren't sure what they were doing, and it lost me.
Because you have to remember, what they're trying to go for is they're trying to get the people who originally watched the film, the nostalgia market, and they're trying to get new audiences, because I'd imagine they want to make sequels in that. Yeah. I'm not sure how they'd make a sequel to this.
Jurassic Planet.
No.
Jurassic Asteroid.
No.
Oh, wait, Jurassic Moon.
That'd be stupid. Who's going to go on the moon? You'd have to go so far into the future. Remember, this is still set in present time.
They've made dinosaurs from eggs. I think they can go to the moon.
Well, then you're not doing a dinosaur film, then, are you? And I mean, so you watch the trailer and they show a lot more. I give them props for going, hey, here's more of the film. Yeah. And that's when a lot more of the problems come from. The fact that those kids seem to be in a lot of the film is very bothersome, because I can understand that, they had the kids in the first film and you're like, oh my god, yeah. But at the same time, they're not going to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Mainly because the trailer's already kind of spoiled that, and because they're way too fucking like.
They won't kill a child.
I think they should, to be honest.
They should. It would show balls.
if they really want this film to be something,
yeah,
some people need to like proper die.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about we got Ian. I'm talking like I understand it's probably gonna be 12A, but I'm talking like that kid needs to get snatched and taken away, or just done.
Yeah, exactly.
Your brother or whoever the relationship is dead. You better fucking run.
Exactly. It'd actually show threat, and then it'd show anyone can die.
Because already we've seen them in 3 sceneries, and it's like, oh, okay, I know they don't die.
Yeah. Or at least, I see this bit, I know they won't die. I see this bit, they won't die. Next bit, no.
The only real saving grace in this film is probably going to be... The only 2 saving graces, I'd say, would be obviously Chris Pratt and the D-Rex.
Oh, the Indomitus Rex.
Yes, whatever that looks like.
Well, that's one thing I'll have to give the trailer. They haven't shown it yet. They've shown bits of it.
Which is a surprise for this day and time.
I'm very happy. They've only shown little bits of it, like its kind of arms at some point, and then its legs running at people, and that's about it.
I've already seen what it looks like, but
yeah,
I'm not going to spoil that for people.
Yeah, it's just good that they haven't shown it properly.
I hope they don't add that other motherfucking dinosaur in there. The one that was in the 3rd film.
Oh, what, the
one with
Spinosaurus thing?
Yeah, fuck that thing.
It's much stronger than the T-Rex.
No, it's not. Some bullshit. And also, let's talk about some other bullshit. Since, obviously, the 3rd film, they found out the dinosaurs had feathers.
Exactly.
So here's my question to the studio. Are they aware of that, or are they just like, fuck it?
Well, I think what they're gonna try and do, if they're smart about it, is... Because this new, like, Indomitus Rex is supposed to be genetically engineered.
Yeah.
That maybe at one point they'll say, yeah, when we were remaking the dinosaurs, we kind of engineered it a bit, or, like, a bit. If they say something like that, I'll be like, okay, well done.
They would probably have to, but... What makes you think? What if they don't? What if they just ignore it and just kind of? What if they're just going, "Oh, we know that, but if we don't have the same dinosaurs from the 1st film, we won't get the market."
Then it'll be like there's an elephant just sitting there in the room at every scene, like.
Yeah, but not everyone knows that. There's people. I mean, I don't know every single thing about dinosaurs. I'm not that much into dinosaurs, other than the pterodactyl being my favorite.
Well, I'm the dino expert. Not really. I know a bit about dinosaurs. I know enough about them.
Dinosaur man.
Yeah.
Right.
I was actually born back then. So I know so much.
Listening to that caveman music.
Yeah. That's what my other tattoo is. Caveman lyrics.
Just crudely drawn images of wet mammals.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still kind of on. We probably should have like stressed whether we will actually still be seeing this film. I mean, Ant-Man, yes.
Yes.
Star Wars, no.
It's a maybe. It's dependent on if anyone I know really wants to go. Then I'll be like, sure.
That won't be me. Transformers, no.
Wait, Transformers?
No, not Transformers.
Terminator.
Terminator.
No.
They're just as generic.
Yeah.
No. Batman v Superman.
No.
Not unless they make a better trailer or add Harley Quinn or Wildcat into it. Don't care.
Yeah. You know what? I would probably go to it.
What?
If someone said they'll buy me a free ticket and some food after, then I'd consider it.
Not even that, because I was like, I got shit to do. And I guess, obviously, Fantastic. No. And this Jurassic World, it looks like it could be some dumbass fun. So maybe.
Yeah, it's still a maybe at the moment. Maybe if I've got nothing to do a day and I know it's in a cinema nearby, they're like, sure.
And I got to spare £10, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move away from films for a little bit, mainly because one of our main topics both revolve around films. Yeah. And let's talk about the release of, I guess, probably one of the biggest games of maybe this year and this month, being Mortal Kombat X.
Oh, yes.
Or 10.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat X, which... Mortal Kombat's always been the centre of controversy, hasn't it?
Of course.
Ever since the fatalities or the blood, apparently there was the rumoured nudality. Which, all stuff for the kind of 90s, early 2000s, you could understand people being controversial about.
Yeah, I mean, the main reason why we have ratings on video games is because of Mortal Kombat's fatality.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sub-Zero's You know the fatality where it
head
freezes
rip.
you and rips your skull?
Yeah.
That's the reason why we
Yeah.
have ratings on games, which is fine.
Exactly.
No need to complain about that.
Yeah, it's actually a helpful thing.
Yes, of course. Shame parents don't take it to consideration at all. I know
No.
it's a touchy subject, mainly because I know there was the whole situation with that school and they're like,
Oh yeah.
you know, because I mean that's a whole nother topic which
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really there's no real there's a lot of bullshit, but at the same
There
time
is.
everyone's answer is still clouded, so
Yeah.
it's something that we still need to work towards. But the game came out, and I think it came out to good reviews. I think a lot of people
It
liked
did.
it. Looks fun. The game looks somewhat nice.
Yeah, it did enough different. You've got a lot of new characters, which everyone actually quite likes the design of.
Oh yeah, I like Devora and what's that big motherfucker with that kid on his back?
Ferret and Tor, Master
Ferret and
Blaster.
Tor.
Yeah.
I love how the kid is like voiced by Tara Strong.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was brilliant.
That's funny. I never thought I'd see the day where Tara Strong is in a Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah, well, was she not Harley Quinn for Injustice?
I'm not 100% sure because I know for one time she wasn't. They just decided, oh, let's not have her.
In Arkham Asylum, it was Arlene Sorkin.
And then they got Tara
Yeah.
Strong back because
Yeah.
they were like, no, I've got to get the original back. Gotta get that classic. Which is pretty cool because Tara Strong has voiced two of my favourite ladies in the DC universe.
Ooh.
Being a Raven as well.
Oh yeah, Raven.
Fuck the Injustice Raven. Fuck that shit.
Everyone hates her so much.
Comes out talking like a man. I'm like, what is this?
Oh.
I don't play that game. Yeah. So Mortal Kombat came out. People liked it, and there was obviously a lot of controversy, like you were saying.
Yeah.
With I think one of the funniest things was like, which character was it that said he was or is
Kung Jin.
Kung Jin, who is Kung Lao's son?
I can't remember if it's the son or if it's a cousin, because I know Takeda is like Kenshi's son or cousin. One's the son and one's the cousin of someone else.
Well, someone in Kung Lao's family is very slyly come out as being homosexual, which was a problem.
Exactly.
He's not throwing fucking rainbows at people and acting up stereotypes, so there's no problem with that.
It was done in a very tasteful way as well.
Yes.
It wasn't like constant referencing, it was literally just a kind of moment. Some people didn't even pick up on it, which is fine.
He wasn't there doing fatalities with like his flipping his hand down or nothing like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. I mean, whether they'll add a super flamboyant character into Mortal Kombat, I don't know. I mean, I can't even think of any other. Not really. Well, there's only two really like gay characters I can think of in fighting games. Being what's that guy from Street Fighter? The guy who fights with the batons. Or something like that.
I think was he? I know which one you're talking
He's a
about.
much older character.
Yeah.
And what's the guy? Zangief.
Zangief's gay?
Supposedly, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I mean, yeah, I think he is. It's hinted at that he might be.
That's cool.
I don't blame him. I mean, the guy's more manly than most men, so
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway, so that came out and stupid people were going on about, oh, it's not right, you shouldn't be gay, to which it was like, seriously?
Yeah, and it was like, gays are invading my Mortal Kombat, which, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, if you're that paranoid about things, you can't enjoy anything in life, really, because, spoiler alert, gay people exist in everything.
It's just really closed-minded and really stupid.
I think the same motherfuckers would be fine if one of the female characters is gay, then.
Yeah, because that's something they can fap to. And if there's an idea of there's someone gay there, they might get weird thoughts because they're not comfortable.
I mean, going back to fapping, something I still can't fap to is those microtransactions in the game.
No.
It's become an unfortunate staple in video games today, which is something that puts me off video games big time today, which is why I don't have a PS4 yet, and why the only game I'd probably be buying for that is going to be Bloodborne and the inevitable Ratchet and Clank game.
I'm getting my PS4 next month.
Next month when that Batman Arkham Knight comes out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't push it back by 3 days.
Damn it. Wait even longer.
I can understand a couple months, but they were like, no, we're going to push it back like 26 days or something like that.
Exactly. No,
Some random
I think
number.
it was literally like a week. It was like, okay,
Fair enough. Just need another week to polish.
yeah. But the microtransactions in Mortal Kombat is, I think the funniest one
Yeah.
is easy fatality.
ET fatality. So you want to explain this then?
Well, I still don't understand it properly. I assume it's that you pay the money and then every time you get to the fatality section, it just instantly does it.
Not quite. I actually did some research. What
Okay.
happens is you get, so it's like, I believe it's I think it's like £5 for 30 easy fatalities.
Okay.
So, and I believe it's like 2 button presses. I think it's like a directional button
Okay.
and a let's say a XY X
Yeah.
circle, triangle, square
Yeah.
button. But the reason I think not a lot of people know about is that runs out.
Wow.
This is not like, oh, you got easy fatalities.
Yeah.
No, this is like, oh, you ran out your fatalities. It's going to be another £5. And I believe it's like also 30 for like 50 or something like that. So it
Jesus.
runs out. So if you wanted to do those fatalities and you did it, let's say 10 times, let's say
Yeah.
you can't do it again. You'd have to pay another £5 or maybe £30 if you want more of those easy fatalities if you're really struggling that much.
Wow. Like, I'm honestly confused.
Yeah, that's something people don't know about.
Wow.
But here's the question though: is it technically all right to have DLC like that, because you're not cheating technically? Because in order for you to use that paid content, you have to win. If you don't lose, you ain't really spent your money.
Yeah.
So is this an okay DLC microtransaction, do you think?
Well, I actually think it's kind of slimy in a way.
It is, of course. It's most microtransactions and DLC
Yeah.
are slimy, but yeah.
It's the fact of, I mean, one, it's a limited amount of something, which, yeah, and two, I don't understand who would pay for that. Honestly, it's like...
You got a question, yeah, because you do get that, and it's like implementing the microtransaction, then you get people who do buy it, and they're like, oh, we made this much on microtransactions, and you're kind of like, right, is it the price of how much it costs that's making you the profit, or is it just the tenacity of people who can't be bothered to learn or just can't physically do the fatalities? And the only people I can think who would not be able to do the fatalities is people who should not be playing the game.
Yeah.
Anyone under 18.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe, but then again, how are you getting through a fight? If you can't do a combination to do a fatality, how are you doing said combos in order to win said fight, in order to do said fatality that you can't even do? I mean, and even then, sorry, I'm going on a tangent here.
No, it's fine.
Even then, why is it so important?
Exactly.
Is it? I understand the fatality is a staple of this franchise, but does it mean that much that you have to do this fatality to someone online just to prove a point, which you're going to then spend money just to, just bragging rights? Oh, finish you with the fatality.
I bet it's in some way linked to like a trophy or achievement or something. It will probably be like, do a certain amount of fatalities online, and it's like, yeah, this is the easy way to do it.
Well, then you're just paying for a trophy, then basically.
Exactly.
I honestly don't know. I know completionists who go for the trophies, and I know most of them would not do this.
Yeah.
They would take the easy way out and master one character and master one fatality and just keep doing it over and over and over and over again. Or what they would do is they would just get their friend who has the game and just say, oh, let me kill you like 50 times.
Yeah, exactly. There are even forums online and websites dedicated to trophy hunting.
Yeah, people do that a lot.
You can find people online, you do that, and then they do the same, so you can both
it always
get
happened. Like when I was mastering Rayman Legends,
Yeah.
there's an achievement where you have to beat a friend's daily score.
Yeah.
To which a lot of people went on forums, and I kind of put my name and I say, oh, anyone want to do it? I do it every day. I got a couple of people come in. I must have gave like 10 people that trophy, because I must have set like some pretty average like scores. Had 5 people beat that, and then set a much better one. Had 5 other people beat that. You don't have to do it like. You only have to do it like a couple of times. Like you have to beat it like 10 times in a row if you want.
Exactly.
But it's like, I don't know. It is very weird, and it is very off-putting. And I mean, developers have some kind of right to have DLC, but at the same time, you also have the right not to buy it. Obviously, we're not necessarily saying, oh, do go out and buy it. Don't go buy it. Your choice. You do what you want with your money. But at the same time, it's like this shouldn't be an issue because you've already spent like £60, £40 on the game, and yet you've got, you can have these more characters, an extra £10, this extra £10, that an extra £10. You want this, that's going to be £15 more. I mean, what happened to? I mean, DLC didn't technically exist from the PS360 era. I mean, and you kind of look at that stuff, and I mean, the only sense I can think of anything where it's like the best of. You never got that. The only thing I can think of would be Metal Gear Solid with the extra story, which was you just so happen to have that because they were like, we're going to re-release the game with, I guess, what you would consider extra content. But now it's like, pay DLC.
Downloadable content, there was stuff like that, I think, for Doom, and it was completely free.
Yeah.
It was literally full, like, extra map packs and extra levels, and all of that was free.
Yeah, and at the same time, there are people who do free DLC. Yeah. I mean, The Witcher 3 has like about 15 DLC. 16 free DLC packs. Exactly. I believe some of it's story related.
Some are story, I think some are outfit related and weapons, and so it's a nice bunch of stuff. Yeah,
which is fine. I remember Rockstar, they gave out free DLC for Red Dead Redemption. They were just like, here's a new story and some multiplayer stuff, just as a thanks for people buying the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was, perfectly fine. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is a touchy subject. This is obviously not the last we'll be seeing of microtransactions. I think it might get worse.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's some bullshit, as I have here written. But speaking of other things that are, I guess, kind of bullshit, would you consider it kind of bullshit being I believe last week we talked about Jay-Z's streaming service being Tidal.
Yes.
Tidal, and how it's already predicted to be flopping or failing. Now it originally once it first came out like 3 weeks ago, it originally rose to the top of the iTunes chart. It was like number one for a brief amount of moment, but since then it's actually like dropped down to it's actually dropped like terribly down to like, I think it's now in the 700s now. Yeah, it's just completely fallen off the map. I mean, it doesn't bode well now that Spotify is Spotify, and I believe, what's the other one called? It's Tango or something like that. There is another one who is also competing with them, but I don't know. Let's just use Spotify because it is the main one, the main one to beat. It's now worth more than the whole US recording industry, music industry, which
it's just funny. It's hilarious. It really is.
It is. I mean, we had the report of how, Spotify made the most amount of money on music, with downloads being second, then CD, then vinyl. Oh no, I think it was vinyl, then CD.
Jeez.
CDs being killed. Mind you, that was only like 1% margin. 1% margin. And now this, and I think people have even actually said, what I've read, people have actually said that the reason why Spotify has now risen to this, it's now the number one downloaded thing on iTunes now. It's actually just put Candy Crush to second.
Wow.
Is because of Tidal's constant bashing of Spotify, to which people have obviously gone, oh fuck that, I want Spotify, and they've gone, I love Spotify, now I'll give them my money. Which is interesting because, I mean, I know you were cracking up at this idea mainly because of the awkwardness of the press and that. I mean, you got any thoughts on this at all?
I completely forgot about Tidal. I honestly did. I have seen nothing about it since we talked about it. And I thought it'd be like there'd be maybe adverts on TV, or on the internet or something.
Which you would think because they have the money.
Yeah, and there was nothing. No marketing at all. Other than the signing of their declaration of billions that they want.
Yeah. I mean...
they just sank. That tidal wave went over them.
Yeah, do you think there could be a comeback?
No. I highly doubt it. I mean, I contemplated getting Spotify the other day, like free service of it. Yeah. Which I didn't because I was a bit lazy. And I had my iPod anyway. Yeah. But Tidal didn't even come to my mind. I didn't think about it. I don't know anyone who uses it or anyone else who knows about it except for you. And they're not going to make anything unless they advertise.
But do you think their whole little gathering was their attempt at advertising?
I don't know what that was. That was a freak show. He was.
Well, Madonna was on stage. But, you know.
Oh no.
I don't know. I mean, I would imagine I know there was something with the Twitter. I know all the stars involved. They like changed their Twitter handles to promote or something like that.
They did like Bob Dylan, "The Tides Are Changing," like to kind of play on words, which was very offensive to me.
Wow. I know. I think people have also noticed that Kanye West has removed all his tweets about Tidal off his Twitter.
That's good.
I don't follow Kanye, so I can't back that up with proof.
That's brilliant.
But yeah, I actually wonder if we're ever going to hear about this thing again. Like I think I said at some point, maybe they might be too proud and they might just keep funding it, or maybe they're going to keep trying. Or do you think they will? Do you honestly think they'll just let it die?
To be honest, I think they want to. I think they realised how bad it was. They might be. And I don't want to say it because then they might not. I think it will die.
I think they might drop off like flies. Maybe it might be like you might get a story where it's like, oh, Kanye's not supporting it. He's not supporting it. This and that. And I think you'll get like the last couple, 3 people just be like, yeah, Tidal.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Jay-Z drops off it completely.
He owns it.
I know, but I think he's more likely to drop off, realising it's a bad idea.
Sell it off. I'm pretty sure Spotify are probably looking at them, just going, just rubbing their hands, going, well, we could buy them out, but
maybe they'll sell it to Facebook.
Maybe on MySpace.
Oh yeah, everyone uses MySpace still.
They could. I mean, that's always an option. Yeah. I mean, Facebook wants to stay relevant, so.
Yeah.
Facebook have not tapped into music or films at all.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think those industries want them to. Mainly because they butt heads over copyright and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought Facebook was doing something with Spotify a while back, but there was nothing, no extra info.
I don't think Spotify will allow themselves to be bought out by Facebook.
Yeah.
They won't. They've made too much money. They're too established. Same with Twitter and that.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is somewhat pretty interesting news. I actually kind of want to follow the story, just see what will happen. I
actually did, because I forgot about Tidal, and hearing it again has just made me laugh.
It's been a good old joke.
It's like a punchline, and I'm waiting for it to end. It's gonna be glorious.
Yeah, I don't know. This and also the fact that most people who have it and looked at it and this whole lossless audio stuff. Yeah. I think most people have said, even if you were to actually have headphones good enough to actually hear the difference, you wouldn't be able to really enjoy it because this lossless audio, this file size is going to be way too big. Yeah. And regarding into obviously your contract, how much you can download and that, you might only be able to download a couple songs or that much. So it's going to be very finite before your phone company's going to say, you can't download no more.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
It's going to be like, oh, you've only downloaded 7 songs.
Yeah.
And that's just wasted your whole battery because you've just been listening to that. And
yeah.
It's kind of bit them in the arse. Maybe this could have been a much better idea if technology had moved on much further, but we're probably talking 20 years. So, I mean, phones are getting bigger for some reason.
Yes, they're getting bigger despite... It keeps doing that thing with phones. They keep getting bigger then smaller, and they just keep trying to reinvent it when it's just doing the same stuff.
So, they need to move on.
They just need to make the stuff inside smaller.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten bad when you have a bag for your phone.
Yes. I saw these phone cases in the shop, and it was kind of a cat or a panda or something, and it was honestly my hand width. Ooh. I wouldn't be able to hold that properly comfortably. For most people who I think it was advertising to, because it was a women's shop, I don't know how they'd hold that, because most women's hands are really small.
Smaller compared to men's hands.
They'd probably have to use both hands, so then they wouldn't be able to type.
I mean, a person who will remain unnamed on this podcast, I remember they were holding the iPhone 6. And because their hand was so small, they couldn't really hold it. They're a fairly small person, and they couldn't really hold it. They were they were holding it just both hands like that, because the thing was so big. I mean, I guess anyone who has big hands, it might be great for them. But anyone who has smaller hands, it might be a bit more finicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, going on the topic of hands, someone who can't keep their hands off people, being Madonna. during a certain performance involving everyone's favorite rapper, Drake, Mr. Nice Guy. Madonna, during a performance, decided to... How should we phrase this?
I'm trying to think of the best way, because
it feels, to me, it kind of feels a bit almost like sexual harassment to some extent.
Yeah, it's it's on the tip of my tongue.
What are you thinking of that? Essentially, what happened was during this performance, Madonna decided to kiss or attack,
orally assault
Drake during a performance while he was sitting there on a chair, to which you can very clearly see him fighting off this woman.
He starts to put his hand against her shoulder to push her. She moves his hand.
Yeah. To which, after she pretty much removes herself from him, he kind of just falls back in pain.
It's worse than his utter confusion in Nicki Minaj's music video.
Oh yeah.
It's that was a bad thing for him. This was like hell, which is understandable.
Yeah. I know since then he's kind of just shrugged it off and kind of said, "Oh yeah, I got to kiss the Queen of Pop or whatever." But it was don't look like you were too happy in that shot.
Well, it kind of looked like I wouldn't be surprised if she stuck her tongue down his throat, which I have to say is a rather unpleasant experience.
In general. Because if someone came up to me and just kissed me, regardless of how much they look on that, I would not be happy that someone just randomly started kissing me doing all that stuff. Age or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's boundaries. It's breaking the boundaries. They're there for a reason.
Yeah, before we just mention that real quick, because we've got some funny stories. Like this next one being the fact that, unfortunately, in England we are in a bit of depression right now.
Yeah.
Mainly because we have the vote for the next what's the name of the person who runs this country?
David Cameron?
No, what's their position called?
Prime Minister.
Yeah. We have the elections coming up, so the current state of England is in a state of depression, like I said earlier, mainly because you have people shoving random shit down people's throats and just talking shit, and it's just I don't care. I honestly don't care if the government or politicians or any parties find this recording and find out who I am, but I will not be voting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm voting for one person, because that person's actually trying. I'm not kidding. No, one of them is actually trying. Right. And he looks so sad in all of the things, because he hears everyone else's bullshit and you can see it's killing him. And when he talks, he's actually got passion. So I'm voting for that one.
I mean, David Cameron has passion in the way he lies, so you've got to give him that.
I don't even want to hear his name anymore.
I don't want to see that guy's face.
I'm sorry, but if I could legally kill someone...
He has the kind of face that just annoys you.
Yes. Yeah.
But so that's enough of the sadness coming from England. Over in America, they're gonna be going through a lot of hell, and I'm sure a lot of American listeners are going through the hell because the presidential elections are coming up for next year. So our sympathy goes out to you guys because you've got another year and a half of this bullshit. But we don't really talk politics unless there's something worth talking about, and that is the fact that one of the supposed people running for president of 2016 is none other than rapper and trap artist Waka Flocka Flame.
I want to hear someone say President Waka Flocka Flame. That would be the most beautiful moment.
Our second black president. That would be a nice role for America. So recently on his Twitter, he just decided, I'm going to run for president. To which a lot of people are like, oh, that's funny, you've been getting into that weed again or whatever. And then over a couple of days later, he decided to go on the streets of New York and actually gather signatures and support.
Oh, wow.
For him to actually be considered under one of the possible candidates.
Yeah.
And then recently, he decided to make a video about his the promises he'll be giving out if he does run for president.
Yeah.
One's like his first action as president, weed will be legalized.
Yeah.
His second one will be, I think one of his other ones will be all kids in education systems will have to learn his lyrics for his rap song.
Oh no. Wow.
Which I think is pretty funny.
Yeah.
And one thing which actually does sound pretty promising is the fact that he says if he is president, he's going to get rid of Congress and all those people. He says, bullshit, I will run it.
Nice.
Which is something that no other president says. He's just literally like, no, fuck it, I'm in charge. I'm not going to have a bunch of crusty old white men go against anything I'm trying to do, which is better or for worse for this country, which is fair enough. So, to be honest, I would actually just like to see this guy get as far as possible, just as a kind of like, look at yourself, America.
All hail President Flame.
Yeah, it's probably what he called, yeah. That woof.
Exactly.
Could you imagine that? President Flame rules with an iron fist.
That'd be brilliant.
Ain't gonna fuck with that guy. I mainly think he's probably a good candidate election because he doesn't really... I'd imagine he might not know that much about politics, so it might actually be refreshing to have someone who isn't just 100% complete bullshit. And even if he's just saying this just to have a joke, fair enough. It's giving me some entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
Good on you, Flame. That's all I'm gonna say.
And good luck.
Yeah, good luck. I would love to see him be in like the top 4. Even if he's under the vote, that would be brilliant. I would go to America just to vote for him.
Same.
Book my ticket. We're gonna drift back into the world of movies. Being the Wonder Woman film is back to DC again.
Oh yeah. As soon as we end up mentioning DC, it kind of goes a bit downhill. It's just not. Oh no. So much of that. So, with Wonder Woman, we had a great director set for her.
Yes, we did.
It was, she was a female director, which, that's fine for Wonder Woman. And
Michelle McLaren,
Yeah, she did some of the best episode, directing for Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, and Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And some other shows that I haven't watched.
And I mean, it was also good to have, obviously, there hasn't really been a female lead in a, major comic book film, and to have a woman, I guess this is could be part of their marketing plan to say, oh, we got a woman, she will understand the woman
of the
film. And she's unfortunately left the project due to the mysterious creative differences.
That always bodes well.
Yeah, I supposedly from what I've heard rumor-wise, it was mainly due to creative differences between the time period in which this film should be set and the fact that Wonder Woman should have a tiger sidekick.
See, that's the bit that really confused me, the tiger sidekick.
If it's true, because it could be bullshit, but
yeah. I'm not sure who wanted the tiger sidekick.
I imagine she did.
Okay. Because I'm confused how it would work, because I'm not too big in Wonder Woman, and I don't know anything about if she did have a tiger sidekick at all. So I wouldn't see how it'd play out. Or...
I have a theory that I think Michelle thought she was actually directing a He-Man film.
That makes sense. That actually kind of makes a lot of sense.
That's my theory anyway.
Oh, she thought she was doing Princess She-Ra.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's just heavily inspired by Princess She-Ra, because that would actually make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Whether that's the case, I don't know. It's funny nonetheless.
Yeah.
But they've, since within the span of a couple hours or a day, they found another director to pretty much replace her, being Patty Jenkins, who's worked on some other things. She was originally set to direct Thor 2 until she dropped out last minute.
Oh, I wondered where I heard that name before.
Yes, so she's back on the comic book scene, and hopefully she'll pull through with this film. I mean,
yeah, hopefully.
This could be an interesting film. Wonder Woman is a much more interesting character than Superman and current Batman and whatever they're doing in this universe.
I mean, Wonder Woman's probably one of the DC projects that I'm the most interested in, because I actually want a Wonder Woman film to succeed. We need a strong female superhero.
Don't.
Exactly.
Women superheroes? Nah, you lost me, mate.
It's why I can't wait for Marvel's Captain Marvel film, because it will be female lead.
Oof. Although she's going to be starring in Guardians 2 first. But that makes sense if you read the current Captain Marvel comic. Then we might even get 2 Captain Marvels, because there currently is 2.
Okay. That could be interesting though, but I'm still interested in it. I want to see a female-led superhero film.
The chemistry between Captain Marvel and Raccoon is fantastic.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this is an interesting bit of news. I thought we just mentioned that, since times have changed. We've also got the staying with superhero films and that. Yeah. We have the a lot of this stuff is actually coming from the CinemaCon stuff. We should probably mention. We've also got the fact that there is going to be another Spider-Man film produced by Sony, based on the Ultimate Spider-Man series on Disney XD, I believe it's shown in this country.
Yeah.
An animated film produced by Sony on Spider-Man. So,
which there haven't really been that many animated like Marvel movies. There have been a few, but in comparison to DC's, not nearly enough.
No, I don't think this will be in cinemas.
Okay.
I mean,
it's going to be a
I
direct.
think only one of them was in cinemas. DC-wise, it was Batman and the Iron Mask, Phantom Mask.
Mask of the Fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing film.
Yes, which is a pretty good film I actually watched, which is a real shame that film did not get the attention it deserved.
It's actually probably one of the best Batman films.
I can believe that.
It really is.
Yeah, so we thought we'd mention that. And before this, I guess, podcast just disappears into films,
yes,
we'll talk about some fairly sad news, being the fact that Konami has decided to say, fuck it, Silent Hills ain't happening.
Yeah, I think it was the San Francisco Film Festival. Someone asked Guillermo del Toro about Silent Hills, and he replied, "It won't happen." And someone posted the quote onto Twitter, and then Norman Reedus also said about it's a bummer that it's not happening anymore. Someone else working on the project were like also putting their comments of they wish they could still do this kind of thing, but yeah, Silent Hill seems to be cancelled completely.
Cancelled for now, or maybe we just have the key players out of the picture.
Yeah.
Which obviously we could still say cancelled.
Yeah, because it would just be a really bad product coming out instead.
Yeah, we haven't had a good Silent Hill game, like really, really good. I mean, since 3.5 of 4.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, so this is a real shame because once again, Konami having the, I don't know if this is something Kojima started or if this is something Konami started. Yeah. Whatever happened, you just lost another potential interesting game or another fucking profit for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Mainly because you two can't settle your differences. All this is Konami's doing because they're like, oh fuck you, Konami. That's how you're gonna be and not bend to our fucking will. Yeah. Then we'll just cancel your project. To which the only people who lose at the end of the day are Konami.
Exactly.
I mean, Guillermo del Toro's got another film coming up this year, which looks fucking scary. Norman Reedus, huh?
Which?
It's I forget. It's a film about like a haunted house.
Oh, okay.
And they showed it at the Comic-Con. No, sorry, the Cinecon.
Yeah.
They showed the trailer, to which a lot of people were like, "This is like his scariest film yet."
Okay.
Because that guy doesn't use special effects.
No.
Well, he does, but he doesn't really.
Yeah.
Watch any interview with Guillermo del Toro talking about horror. Man, have you seen his house? Man understands horror.
I'm going to have to watch some interviews about him.
Definitely. I mean, I believe possibly he is working on Justice League Dark. But that's way in the future. That's like they just said they want him or that's happening. Yeah. But we got time before that happens. Which is a real shame to hear that because the PT demo was pretty damn terrifying for most people.
Yeah, and unless you've got a PlayStation 4 and you've already downloaded it, you might want to download it in the next week or two.
Yeah, keep it.
It's going to be taken off. Like, Konami are doing that as well. Because Silent Hills won't be happening, they're taking down the playable teaser. And, yeah, it was fun. It's a good thing. You might want it.
Yeah, I mean, if not, it still exists. And unfortunately, it's probably going to exist as another one of the what could have been in the chapter. Same with the original idea for Resident Evil 4.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
If you've seen that
there are several of those.
No, the actual one.
Oh, okay.
Which was, it's the one where you got Leon in this kind of like spooky house and he's like dodging the knights and there's ghosts and he's running away from that. What Resident Evil was, Resident Evil 4 was... when it became Resident Evil 4, properly what it was originally going to be.
So not when it was Devil May Cry?
Yeah, not when it was Devil May Cry.
Okay.
But there's still elements in there, like, you know, the whole setting and all the camera angles and stuff like that. But the weird it's a real shame because there could have been a lot of promise with this. You had like... I'm not going to include Norman Reedus mainly because he's not creatively adding too much to it, but he's a great actor. You had two pretty good people working on this project, and now you've just lost another project, especially even if they say, oh, Silent Hills is still happening, don't worry.
I wouldn't be interested in it.
Who else? Get the team who worked on Sonic Boom.
I'm sure. No, Candy Crush.
Oh yeah,
you need
King Studios.
Yeah,
They would do good Silent Hill game.
It'd be a Silent Casino
Their
game.
games know all about horror.
Oh god, it is a horror. It's like credit.
Yeah, but that's a real shame.
It is. It's sad to see something that looked really good and would have been a great purchase just going downhill.
Yeah, especially since this could have been a really interesting soft reboot or remake to the franchise, which obviously got completely destroyed after 4, thanks to Konami's really weird dictation of Silent Hill has to be on everything. Just toss it to the next person. They treat the Silent Hill franchise like a raw piece of meat. Just, here you go, you do it.
I still love Book of Shadows. It's so awful.
Oh, that game is shit.
I didn't even know.
Book of Shadows is the reason why people give the Vita so much shit.
I didn't even know it was supposed to be Silent Hill. I really didn't.
Yeah, because the logo is so damn small. But yeah, so that kind of wraps up like one of the lost game related stories, but that's for later in the podcast. As we kind of move on to one of the main themes of the rest of this podcast being the CinemaCon, which is a massive kind of event, which obviously is like an E3 of like the E3 of let's say films. It's when studios come over, go, oh, we've got this coming out, show off trailers, this, that. So we'll start with some of the stuff from there. We've got the fact that the Muppet Show TV series is returning. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Muppets. I like puppets,
and the fact that it's as like from what we've been told, it's going to be more adult than some of the more recent Muppets kind of stuff.
The show was originally like more geared towards adults and children. It had that Simpsons kind of feel to it.
Yeah. I mean, some of the, like, I think the last film was very kind of kid-friendly in a way.
Oh, it's very safe.
Yeah.
Very safe.
And it really wasn't enjoyable.
No.
But that could be for another reason as well.
Yeah. So it's going to be an adult mockumentary, kind of going along the lines of, like, let's say, things like The Office and stuff like that, just kind of following the camera. So I'd imagine it's going to be like, let's just use the example, Kermit's doing a stand-up gig, he does it, you see the end of the crowd before he goes backstage and he's like, oh, where's my cigarettes, stuff like that and all that, and his relationship with Miss Piggy and stuff like that, which they better keep that relationship going. I don't want to see no bullshit, oh, they're breaking up.
I could see that as a joke, like, plot amongst it. I could see that.
Miss Piggy's awesome. I can't. I don't know who does. I don't know how she does her voice, but it's just like some high pitched voice. And what is it like? Sam the Eagle was the guy's name.
Yeah.
I never knew he was called that until you told me. I was like, he's called Sam the Eagle. And I think they should definitely bring back. What's his name? I forget his name. The chef.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Did you watch the funny music video starring the chef from Muppets?
No.
I'm gonna have to show
you. Is it a Dutch chef or no? It's I forget what country he's from.
Yeah, again on the tip of my tongue.
He needs his own segment or something like that. Just him freaking out over people.
Yeah, there's a great video with him in it, and I think it's Bernadette from Big Bang Theory in the video, and Hayley Williams is singing as well.
Alright.
It's pretty...
It's a random ass combination.
It is good. It's fun.
Fair enough. And so that's the good news. We got that back. Other things that are somewhat good news would be the fact that we've got this Suicide Squad film coming out.
Yeah, and they announced another person for the film, which they haven't said who he's going to be, but it's a rapper by the name of Common.
Common, yes.
Which I haven't heard of him. You have?
Yes, I know of the guy. He's a fairly well-known rapper.
Yeah.
In I guess the rap scene.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
But I'm trying to think of what character he's going to be, and I'm drawing up blanks. Unless he's going to be a Batman-related film, which they seem to be putting a lot of them in, or it's possible they put in one of the other well-known Suicide Squad members, which would be Black Spider. Maybe.
I mean, they just kind of added him. I mean, I don't know how far his acting credit goes. I do know his latest album, which I'm just kind of showing Ace right now, which is simply called nobody's smiling.
No.
Which
Okay.
which is probably my reaction to a lot of this news. Yeah, just type in that, and that face is just me most days when I see a lot of bullshit. But yeah, we had that, and we also had the reveal of Jared Leto.
Yeah, as the Joker, and well, a lot of people are getting very mixed with this. Some people like it, some say it's cool, and I absolutely bloody hate it. I think it's actually disgusting. It's all style and no substance. It's not subtle at all. It's playing every little thing on him. There's a brilliant image of him being photoshopped into Home Alone, which I thought was perfect. And
man, I think we need to make that the
yeah.
I think we need to make that the picture for the podcast.
But he's got tattoos all over him, like ha 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 tattooed like all over the left side of his body and on his arm. He's got a skull with a jester hat. He's got teeth on his hands and on his right wrist.
Apparently he's a rapper because he has like silver teeth or something.
Yeah, he's got silver teeth or something on them, and he's got damaged tattooed on his forehead, which is subtle. Which
the thing, personally, I don't mind this look other than the tattoos.
I actually think it's terrible, and it reminds me of All-Star Batman and Robin, which is one of the worst Batman comics, and has the Joker with tattoos. And that's the only time I've seen Joker with tattoos.
Joker doesn't need tattoos, because now you're just fucking beating people over the head.
Yeah. It's not subtle.
It's kind of the same thing with Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. It's like, he has a bald head. You know he's Lex Luthor.
Exactly.
Because, God forbid, Lex Luthor can't have hair.
Yeah. And it's too much is not needed. You do it on the character. Joker is cerebral. I mean, one of the things that he said was going to happen is during a scene, he's going to be doing like push-ups during, like, in prison while someone's talking to him. Because you already know
Joker's like he's the pinnacle of combat.
He's the embodiment
even when he went
physical.
toe-to-toe with Batman, almost defeating him just because of his sheer skill and strength.
And not because he's smart, intelligent, and manipulative at all.
No. This doesn't say that.
No. This says, I'm a kind of messed up individual.
No, it says, I'm the Joker. That's what it says.
Yeah.
Really. And I mean, this could have worked in some sense, because I still kind of like... There's a good idea. There's a good look here.
There's something there.
Seeing. I mean...
It's just overdone.
The subtle, just purple glove, I think it's fine. I think if they would literally just come up with this guy, and he is just in this mental institution, and they just pan to this guy, and it's like, oh, he really likes that purple glove.
Yeah.
And he's got this green hair, and that's just it.
Yeah.
That would be fine. And then let's say at the end of the film, he's got like a purple tuxedo, or something a little bit more subtle, the green or the purple, or something like that. But it's literally just going, hey kid, you know the Joker? This is the Joker. This is the Joker, right? Hey, Joker, come over here.
Look how crazy he is. He's got a quirky design.
Not really quirky. I've seen better character design in
know.
mediocre games.
And
that's saying something.
It's literally, they're trying way too hard. They really are.
Wait, trying way too hard or not trying?
No, they're trying way too hard designing him by overdoing it. But they're not doing anything with everything else.
Do you think all the members of the Suicide Squad are going to have their fucking names sprawled across their chests?
I hope so, because that would be hilarious. I really do. Just see Will Smith with, like, Deadshot tattooed somewhere. Or maybe, like, a bullseye on his head. That'd be perfect.
Oh, God, I mean... What are they going to do with Harley Quinn, though?
To be honest, Margot Robbie seems to be the only one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, she's not been in too much.
No,
so she definitely seems promising.
She's been in Wolf of Wall Street, in which she was brilliant in that. She's in a recent film with Will Smith, which I don't know the name of. And apparently she's good in that. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But I'm looking forward to her. She's got the look, and from Wolf of Wall Street I can tell she's got the act.
Yeah, I can't really think of anyone else who could play her. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously this is very finicky and nitpicky looking at designs, but when it's, as you've said, fairly Just stupid, I guess.
Yeah, it's overdone. It really is. They put the beef in the, like, they've started cooking the beef and they've left it until it's really hard and you can't chew it properly. It takes a few minutes, and when you finally swallow, it doesn't taste right. That's what it is.
Yeah, which is a bit of a shame, really. Like I just said before, it doesn't bode well for the rest of the characters.
No, it doesn't.
Not one bit at all. Still keeping with the CineCon stuff, we've got the fact that big fucking surprise, there's going to be another Fast and Furious film.
What, after that perfect ending?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a great end to the series there.
Anyone who's seen this, apparently you motherfuckers don't know anything about Hollywood or how money works.
It made the most amount of money.
You should just be lucky that this isn't a sci-fi film, because trust me, Rob Paulson or whatever, sorry, the guy who passed away, they would have brought his fucking ass back.
Yeah.
So this is a sci-fi film, he would not be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
They would be CGIing his body to the ever-loving heavens.
Yes. Or they get a lookalike or someone else to play the character and just say he looks a bit different now. Paul Walker. That's the name.
Paul Walker,
Yeah.
So, no surprise, there's going to be another film releasing in, I believe, April of 2017.
Yeah.
So, I'm actually surprised they're taking a break to film the film.
Maybe they're just trying to trick people into thinking it was the end, and then it's like, surprise, there's more.
Of course they know it wasn't the end.
Some people still do.
They had to justify continuing using Paul Walker's scenery, that's all. They couldn't have just redone the film. I understand that a death in something like this has major issues. I understand. We're not trying to make light of the fact that a person died. We're just trying to say that at the end of the day, you know, someone's life being lost doesn't matter to these people, because it's like, oh, we signed a contract, we need the fucking money, we need this shit done. You can't just redo the film. You can't just cancel the project. You can't just do something else. I don't understand the logistics of money, but I think it was extremely distasteful to continue using this stuff of him.
It really was.
Especially if it wasn't finished.
Yeah, it's just got that aura of something's wrong, and it won't stop.
Yeah, and it's kind of happened with as CGI gets better, they'll be bringing back dead celebrities to add them in advertising, which
oh god,
the term of rolling in the graves has never been more true.
Yeah, the future is bleak. It's not fast or furious.
No, very slow and painful.
So
that's no surprise. Also, just something I've also remembered, the fact that the next what's that dumb book series called? 50 Shades of Grey film is scheduled for next year, Valentine's Day. No fucking surprise again.
It kind of gave me some goosebumps there. That film.
Yeah, I mean, how scary that film is.
Oh, I know.
Almost as scary as Goosebumps.
Exactly.
The film adaptation, which is a bit late, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years since I last saw a book out or anywhere.
I got one right over there if you want to see it, but
it's I'm searching in the Safari.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go get it, but maybe after the podcast. But the Goosebumps film starring everyone's favorite Jack Black. It's still happening. Obviously, I think they showed off the trailer for the film, which we got more details of the fact that it's not terribly special. Basically, the plot of this is R.L. Stine. He's got like a box of all his creations, the monsters from I guess everyone, all the favorite books, and that I'll be surprised how many they do get, because
is it Slappy the dummy?
Of course,
that's going to be there.
Yes, he's in it. He's probably going to be the ringleader. He is in most senses. And the kids have to go around pretty much containing and stopping these monsters. The funny thing is, originally what I thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to be R.L. Stine or Jack Black in a sense is typing up the stories and they come to life on the typewriter.
That'd be cool.
But what I think happened is, I think one person probably did their research and he probably read all the books and went, oh no, R.L. Stine's already fucking done that.
Yeah.
With the Blob Day, everyone.
Yeah.
So they probably went, which probably would have been better just to take that concept, have the Blob be there, but then have R.L. Stine be the one being the typewriter instead of the kid, and having all the other monsters come to life. I honestly don't know how they're going to bring all these monsters back to life, or any of them, because some of the most classic ones are going to be fairly tricky to bring back. Like, how do you do Monster Blood?
I don't even want to think about that. I really don't.
Or the Haunted Mask. Are you going to have one of the kids running around with the mask on? Or are you going to have it fucking floating?
They'll probably go to a store and find the mask, and it's like, oh, it's the scary mask.
Don't even joke, man. That episode was freaky, man.
No, but they will do that. So far, I'm really not too big on this film. I mean, Jack Black, he can be good, and he's probably going to be the best thing about it.
The right role for him, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think what they should do is they should recreate the opening to the TV series.
That would actually be perfect. Like,
freaky ass opening.
Yeah. That'd make a lot of sense.
Because that's how they should that's how the film should actually really go.
Yeah.
Because for anyone who doesn't know of the fantastic Goosebumps series, the opening has like a strange figure in all black just kind of walking up holding a briefcase with the words R.L. Stein on it as the briefcase opens and these papers fly around, and as these fly around things seem to take a slightly darker turn for the worst.
Maybe that's what's going to happen. He's going to be like walking up to his house like Jack Black, and then the box he's carrying drops and everything just flies away.
Maybe, but that seems a bit too silly. It would have to be like, come on kids, we're going to visit round...
We're going to go to Uncle Stein's house.
No, it would have to be, we're doing a course on writing, let's go see R.L. Stein, and they're like, oh yeah, don't touch that box, kids, and they drop it or something.
It's like, uh-oh, hijinks.
Uh-oh, spaghetti. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to see how this film turns out. I mean, I'm trying to think of all the monsters they could do, but I have a feeling they won't do the ones that people really want. I mean,
they're going to do the famous ones. That's obvious. Just the most well-known.
Are they going to do the most famous ones, though?
Yeah,
like
they're going to.
Which werewolf are they going to do?
They'll fuse all of them into one.
No, it won't work.
Exactly, but they'll still do it.
Won't work. I mean, most people regard the Werewolf of Fever Swamp as the Goosebumps movie because the episode is just so well done.
Yeah.
But yep, that happened, which was pretty cool. I think that's coming out this year.
I think so.
It seems like it might be fun.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
Hopefully, I'm still kind of mixed on it a bit.
It is a bit odd to kind of think about, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, Avengers 2 is out.
Yes. A film I should hopefully be seeing this coming week.
Yeah, I might see it on DVD. That's a really care about this film. People have said it's pretty good.
Yeah, okay. Well, it kind of has to be, in a way, but I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it as much as the first Avengers movie.
People have said it's better than the first.
Oh, okay.
Or I've at least enjoyed it more than the first.
Yeah.
And also we had this. We're not gonna dwell too much on this topic because I don't think we need to really talk about it too much. The fact that we had a very awkward and unfortunate interview with Robert Downey Jr. and another reporter from Channel 4 News. I forget his name.
I can't remember either.
I'm not even gonna bother. I can see his name right now. Krishanan Guru Murphy.
Is it Krishna Guru Murphy?
Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah,
Yeah.
Basically, he was starting shit with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
When he's meant to be talking about the the film in general, he decides to bring up questions about Robert Jr.'s past and all this kind of stuff.
About
things.
His alcoholism and drug abuse when he was younger, which he's gotten over.
Yes.
And problems that he had with his dad.
Yes.
And at one point, Robbie Downey Jr. even said, are we here to promote a movie, or what are we doing?
Yeah.
And the guy wouldn't stop asking these questions. So Robert Downey Jr. did the good thing, and he walked away.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, which, I mean, from the smirk on the other guy's face, it was clear Robert Downey Jr. really wanted to hit him.
Yeah.
But he did the right thing. He left.
Robert Downey Jr. is the better man.
Exactly.
Really. Just walked away from this guy just being a shithead for no real reason. I mean, there's no need for that. It's different if it was just a random interview with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
But it's just like, why are you starting shit?
Yeah, and it's not the first time this guy's done it.
No.
He did a similar interview with Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
And he started shit with Tarantino as well, who also walked away from him.
Yeah.
It's definitely a problem with this man.
Mm-hmm.
He's intentionally trying to sensationalize things.
For no real reason.
Yeah.
That doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, that's real stupid. It's like, why are you bringing this up now?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not as if it had been like a year since he stopped doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Guy's been straight for many years. He's
exactly.
made, if anything, that Robert Downey Jr. should really be looked up to in a greater sense.
Yeah.
As someone who's made something better of themselves and who's arguably one of the most famous people in the world now.
Yeah.
Guy's great and fun to be around, and obviously everyone has a past, whether it's good or bad, and I'm sure any random ass person bringing that up when you're trying to talk about something else is going to obviously annoy you.
Exactly.
You don't want to talk about the shit.
Yeah.
Like, talk about that shit from your past. No one does.
I'm trying to talk about something that's part of my future.
Exactly. You know, for promotions for a fucking film.
Yeah.
Stupid. Alright. So, we got our main topic.
Yes.
Which is going to be the fact that we saw a film as of, was it not last week? Yeah, it was the week after, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We saw John Wick.
Yeah, we saw John Wick, which I was quite amazed by. It was very good. What did you think of it, Raccoon?
I thought it was pretty good. We'll just do a quick synopsis just to kind of say to people that from now on it's going to be spoilers.
Okay.
So yeah. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a pretty well done film for its for just to be kind of like a stupid kind of just fun film.
Yeah, it was fun. It had its own identity, and it felt like an established world.
Yeah.
And it could have fun with that and its own rules of its world.
Yes.
And some of the cinematography was quite nice.
Yeah, cinematography was done really well, and I mean, the plot is it's a fairly simple plot the film has, where it's basically you follow this guy. He's unfortunately just recently lost his wife.
Yeah.
And in order for him to obviously get over his passing, his wife prepares a dog, a puppy, to help him get over her loss. To which unfortunate events happen where he's pretty much in a bad position where he's beat up and they've killed his dog. To which obviously we find out more about this character who we've been following for a little bit around. We figure out that this person is not just known by, let's say, some shady people, but is well known.
Yeah,
and is kind of a legend.
He's someone that's not to be fucked with.
Basically, no, I think that's I believe the tagline of the film in some sense.
It should be John Wick, not someone to be fucked with. That would be perfect.
Yeah. It's and then from there on we kind of just follow a little bit of a character transformation as we see this very slick Keanu Reeves just kind of perform this gun fu, as I believe the two directors called it. As he pretty much goes on to take out every single person who took away the last thing he had. Yeah,
and anyone that got in between as well. If there was someone that was stopping him, he would completely desolate them. It's I think one of the best scenes there was the club scene. Yeah. Which during that he ends up staking out the club, going through it, sneaking around the whole thing, trying to find out where the person who killed his dog was. And man, was that scene good. Yes. It's probably the best scene in there. A lot of people say the car thing at the end was, but I think it was the club scene.
I think that shot was just so well done, and it was it really showcased and showed off the style of the film in some sense. It definitely had that very underground but yet very vibrant and alive feel. And I mean, even to the point where when John is chasing after this one guy who started all this shit, is chasing after him. The guy's just running out in a bath towel, and John Wick is just somewhat very comfortably just walking through these crowds because they don't know what's going on. Yeah, exactly. It's not until the crowd eventually hears and sees gunshots that they move out, and even then he's able to walk out perfectly fine. Which obviously this creates like I think a pretty cool contrast where you've got like this person he wants to get revenge on is the son of someone he knows.
Yeah.
And it kind of leads up to this guy. But you get this great dynamic where he knows his son's fucked up.
Yeah.
And he's not necessarily scared, but he's pretty damn annoyed because he knows John Wick is going to fucking kill his child. He knows, in a sense, he knows there's... He gets to the point where he knows.
Yeah, it ends up... the whole film ends up being a kind of making a mountain out of a molehill. It makes the situation bigger, it expands upon it all, and it does it very cleverly.
Yeah.
Where you don't think it's going to happen, and it just does, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, even to the point where there's a great scene where, like, John Wick even, like, spares the life of, let's say, the end boss.
Yeah.
And, like, he's like, where's your son? And he's like, he's here. And there's that great scene as just seeing John Wick just take out all the bodyguards. You just see his father just kind of sitting there just waiting for the inevitable.
Yeah.
He's just waiting there, and he finally picks up the phone, his son's been killed, and he's just like, right.
Yeah.
Or, you could interpret that as maybe he wanted that excuse to get rid of him at the same time, but maybe he's lost something now and he wants to take something from John Wick, and the film boils down to a climax of like these two, which ends pretty satisfactory. For I kind of think for both.
Yeah. I think there was probably one problem that I had with the film, which we discussed after watching it, which was it does that thing of showing the end bit at the beginning of the film, and then it goes back to there at the end, which it's something I've never been a fan of, and it ends up making the ending very small.
Yeah, it does. It cuts the ending short, and I think it's a bit of a cliche, because other than that, the film doesn't go down too many cliches, and it pretty much stays fun, fast, and original other than that bit. But I wish that's something that, and it just comes down to editing. That's something they could easily just not started with.
For a director's cut, they could clearly just move that back around.
I think they should. I mean, it should really just start with the beginning of just John waking up, and you've got that just that metaphor of having the alarm beeping and his wife unfortunately dying, which I thought was a great way to do that. I mean, a lot of I think all the characters in this film were great.
They were very well developed. I think they were brilliant.
I mean, who exactly every character was. Even the guy at the front of the desk.
He was perfect.
At this weird kind of like thug gangster hitman hotel, just covered in broad daylight, which I thought was I really like the idea of this underground world.
It's like a whole network.
Yes, this network that's very. It's not even shady at all. Yeah. It's like
it's kind of glamorized a little, and it's
a little
it's very brilliantly done.
Yeah,
there's like services for every kind of thing. They have their own kind of special currency in a way,
and rules as well, which I thought was pretty good. I like the fact that one of the other characters, this female character, once they put the main boss puts a hit on John to pretty much get rid of him, she obviously wants a slice of that.
Yeah. And
even after she tries to take out John, she fails. She gets another character to watch her. She escapes and kills him because she thinks she's hot shit. And
because she broke one of the rules, she got some retribution for that.
Yeah, she's killed, which I wasn't actually expecting.
No.
I thought she was going to be some slimy ass person just trying to take out John towards the final. I'm kind of glad that they kind of went, oh no, kill her.
Yeah, it was a nice shock, and it went perfectly well.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, bang, gone.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, a lot of the cinematography in this, even that shot was pretty good. The cinematography in this film was pretty good as well. Like we've already said about like the whole rave dance club scene and how well that's done. I mean, for a first film, because the directors they're I believe they're stuntmen, and they've worked on films. And it's their first film, and they've spent a couple of years working with Keanu Reeves on this. So they really know Keanu Reeves. They know what he can do. They know he's capable of. The same with a lot of the other people. Yeah. That's why they were able to like coin this term, like gun fu.
Yeah. I thought gun fu was coined in Equilibrium.
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh no, that was gun cutter. It's kind of similar-ish. But yeah. No, the gun fu was, and there was a bit of car fu as well, which was nice. I quite like that.
Not as great as the Raid 2, but it's still pretty good.
No.
That shot in the Raid 2 is still mind-boggling. The fact that they actually had a car fight scene, which is like, wow, Hollywood, you need to be looking over this director's way.
Yeah.
And it was overall a great film. I mean, we also had what was it? Kevin Bacon, was it?
No, Willem Dafoe.
We had Willem Dafoe in it. It was
the Terror of England, as a reviewer I watched puts it.
I was really kind of happy to see him. I wasn't quite sure he was going to play it. But he played it should have been more of him, I think.
Yeah,
a little bit more of him.
He was played very well in the way.
Regardless, yeah.
Because at some points I wasn't even sure what side he was on.
Yeah,
it was very well done. I liked that.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, don't really have any real problems with the film other than
the small editing.
Yeah, the
thing.
small editing with the ending, and other than that, I definitely recommend it. It seems to be one of those films that came out last year, but we've only just finally got, and it's just kind of like the last lot of I guess films that kind of slip through the cracks. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crap, but the last lot of things that's the benefit. Other than that, we would highly recommend it while it's still out.
Yeah, it is, and hopefully, if there's a director's cut or something, it will have the change, like the start bit actually being the start, which I think would make it far better. Like, it was good, but it could have been better with that minor change.
Yep. And what else? What the trailer we saw, which we want to just talk about, the trailer we saw just before the film started, or was the trailer for the
new comedy film?
Yeah, the new comedy film Poltergeist.
Yes,
which is an adaptation, a comedy adaptation of the original Steven Spielberg classic.
Yeah, it was full of laughs. The setup was brilliant. It mentioned power lines at the beginning, which
for no reason, if that's going to play into line. I mean,
it might be that instead of being on an ancient Indian burial ground, it's an ancient power line burial ground. Which, that's evil.
Or maybe instead of the tree attacking the kid, maybe it's the power line cables.
That would be brilliant.
That just came to fore. But no, this trailer was pretty damn crap. But we would applaud you to go watch it just for how funny it is and how hard it's trying.
It did everything so wrong.
Yeah, especially soon as they're really trying hard to scare people with the clown toy.
Yeah.
But they did the same trick twice, even in the trailer with the nose, and it's like, why?
Yeah. It's just really silly, and then
the original film had like build up and tension because
that was creepy.
Throughout the whole film, you got this creepy ass clown. It does nothing for most of the film.
It sits there and it's just eerie.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. And then it's the one time we're like, okay, and it's like just pow time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Shit.
You weren't sure if it was going to happen or not. And then one of the bits that I really hate in this, the flat screen TV.
Yeah.
It looks funny. Like, seeing, like, hands on that and stuff, it just looks like a recording, like...
Oh, it's just like a video, yeah.
Yeah. In the old film, like, it was a big TV. You could feel like maybe there was something in there.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Even Family Guy's parody of it was way creepier than this. And they at least got a lot of the stuff right.
And then, I can't wait for them to, in some way, say, like, this house is clear. That'd be funny.
Clear.
That'd be funny.
Oh god.
And yeah, I can't wait for this. Like, it's going to be hilarious. It really is. I suggest going there after a drink, get some popcorn, sit at the back on your own, like maybe with one friend, and the whole rest of the cinema would be empty. Just laugh. It would be glorious.
Are you allowed to laugh at like horror films?
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Like, I don't think... No, I'm just talking about in the cinemas. Like, if we were to actually go see this film, we'd just start cracking up. Do you think people who are generally fucking scared of the film for some reason will be like, oh, you need to be quiet? And it's like, no, it's a comedy.
To be honest, I've done it before. I saw Paranormal Activity. That was funny.
Which one?
I think it was the second one or the third one. I can't remember.
Yeah, the second one's pretty funny.
Yeah. That was hilarious. That, I spilt some of my popcorn on the floor because I started laughing. Some people gave me some dirty looks, but I don't think they got the joke.
Yeah, like I think the best shot in like Paranormal Activity 2 was when like all the cupboards in the kitchen open. That's probably like the best scene in the film, just because it's like, oh, how the fuck did they do that? That's like pretty damn creepy.
Yeah.
But I think, as Cinema Sin's probably already mentioned, he kind of gives a sin for that scene because like the parents and family do not immediately move out of the house when seeing this, and it's like. Yeah, I would move out. I would have been like, I don't care if it's a ghost, demon, or whatever, gone.
I don't care if it's bloody Casper. I'm leaving.
Gone. Don't want that shit in my house. But yeah, I mean, that trailer was pretty damn stupid.
It was brilliant.
But kind of funny at the same time. But yeah, so we got like the next talking point, which is something I've wanted to bring up, which was the which kind of links back to last podcast when I was talking about how Disney has the live action Dumbo film in the works, and also live action Winnie the Pooh and now Mulan film in the works. And I just kind of wanted to pose the question and kind of ask Disney, what's going on? Like, why are you confirming this stuff?
That's a problem I've always had. I mean, if you looked at, let's say, for Marvel films, like, they kind of announced them like, hey, this film's going to come out. They never said all of these are out and then it's done. They started doing that once it was done, and I think they think it's a good idea to show everyone what they're doing.
Well, they're not technically showing, they're just telling.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's... My main question is, why do they feel the need to say this? Is this some kind of like braggadocious, like, look at all the money we're gonna make?
Yeah.
I mean, no other studio has been doing that. I mean, is it because they've acquired so much within the last 5 years, being Star Wars, Marvel, ESPN, the Muppets, all that stuff, and Indiana Jones as well. But there's been no news on Indiana Jones.
Wait for Chris Pratt to be in that film.
Maybe. But I just don't really understand, like, because let me put it this way: aside from maybe The Good Dinosaur being after Inside Out's next film, Disney hasn't got anything original, like an original idea. Inside Out is essentially Bernard's Head, which is that old comedy.
Yeah.
I guess just for kids. Don't know. You got Avengers, which is a sequel or a prequel, really.
Is this Avengers: Age of Ultron?
Yeah, the prequel,
it's a sequel, prequel, continuation saga.
Prequel part 1.
Yes.
Then you got Tomorrowland, which is based on one of the theme park rides.
Oh yeah.
You got Ant-Man, which you could consider it the original film, but at the same time, it's an adaptation.
Yeah.
The Bridge of Spies, whatever the fuck I'm reading here. That says DreamWorks there for some reason, so I'm not sure what's going on there. And like I said, The Good Dinosaur, and then Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which ends 2015.
Yeah.
Right there, obviously, that's a ton of films for one studio to be releasing.
Yeah, exactly, and that's from like the end of April to December, so it's like, geez, that's quite a few.
7 films.
Yeah. 7 films in the rest of this year.
Yes.
And none of them are... Well, there's one potential original idea.
Yeah. I mean, we're mainly looking at the... Disney decided to release this scheduled release at the CineCon, which was kind of a lucky break for me, because I was kind of going to talk about Disney's plans for the futures and why they feel the need to really just go this far. I mean, I can understand if... in the offices, this is like, oh, we got this plan, this plan. Why are you telling us this?
Exactly. It actually burns out my interest.
Yeah, why are you making... I can understand if it was just like the case that they're going, oh yeah, we're going to do a Dumbo live action. Yeah. Or the Winnie the Pooh live action, which I think people freaked out a couple of weeks ago. Which is understandable. It's fine to have a plan. We need plans to organise things. It's fine. If you got films planned to 2050, fine. That's understandable. You want to keep making profit, fine. I ain't gonna stop you from making money.
Exactly.
But my main issue is, why are you only working on sequels and what's the word? Adaptations and remakes.
It's because people know it, so they can watch it and they won't be scared of new ideas.
Is that it?
That's mainly what it is. I mean, a lot of the public only likes things they already like.
So are you suggesting that they just remake every adaptation they animated in a live action version because they were the original creators of that?
I thought that was obvious that they're doing that.
It is obvious that they're doing that. But it's just like, do they not see? Is no one at Disney going, hey, I've got an original that, and then being immediately slapped in the face going, no, you work on that adaptation?
I think so, because I actually heard something about Disney doing a new, like, Disney princess kind of thing, and it was a Latina princess, which is different. And I've heard nothing about it. At all.
Could still be happening, but then maybe Frozen came along.
Yeah, because I think I heard of it about like a year, 2 years ago, and I've heard nothing at all.
I don't know, it upsets me. It upsets me to some extent, mainly because it's with someone who's dominating the film industry. Let's not lie.
Yeah.
With someone pretty much who's just killing it. WB. I mean, you'll be lucky if you can even make a tenth of their profit for the next couple of years. Because you can't really rush films.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. It's something that just bugs me because it's like Disney got put on the map. Yes, for their adaptations.
Yes.
But it's what they did with the adaptations. If you look at every single adaptation they did, there is something that makes it unique and is why you consider that the story the story the kids grow up on, the classic, as I think a lot of people would call it.
Exactly.
There's a lot in there. Just one example, Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
That stands, much further apart from the original. Even like the original, the Alice in Wonderland they did.
Yeah.
A lot of their films have enough for you to go, oh yeah, that's Disney's adaptation, or even solidify themselves as the story.
Yeah.
And just to kind of go, oh, we're gonna remake that live action, not put enough effort in it because people know that, is just fucking lazy and is somewhat disrespectful to some extent. I can understand times have changed, but I don't see you going, oh, let's remake that film because that line is a bit questionable. Are they going to remake The Lady and the Tramp just because of the Siamese cats? Are they going, oh, we have to remake it now because that's, not right?
Well, they're redoing Peter Pan and they've got a white girl as a Native American. Oh, I thought that was...
That's like DreamWorks or someone's doing like that live action film.
Well, I can't wait for Disney to do one as well, like completely.
Because of the Indians? Is that what it's... So they go, oh yeah, but what about the films that don't have any questionable content? What about Jungle Book for next year?
They want to show everyone that they can do CGI animals.
We already know that though.
Exactly, but they have to
They
let everyone
own Pixar.
know.
And they have an animation studio.
If people don't know, they can't tell them anymore. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay. Let's run through this list for 2017 all the way to 19. So bear with me, guys. So I'm gonna give people the rundown of like what's a new idea from what I can tell. What's a remake, a sequel, remake or adaptation. So from 2016, we've got The Finest Hour, a remake of, I believe, another Disney film, an adaptation.
Yeah.
We got Zootopia. I believe this is an original idea.
Okay.
The Jungle Book adaptation. Alice Through the Looking Glass sequel adaptation.
I'm still confused about that one.
Learn to name your films, Disney. You're the biggest defender of those. Then even right now, Captain America Civil War. Which Captain America film is this? Is this the first one or the last one?
It's the one that doesn't have a number, so they won't get ashamed that they've got continuing films.
Finding Dory. Self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Self-explanatory. Sequel.
Yeah.
The BFG. Remake. Pete's Dragon.
Oh,
remake.
God.
Adaptation.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. Adaptation.
Yeah.
Mona. Possibly original film, because I've never heard of this.
Yeah. Unless it's an adaptation.
It could be an adaptation, to which, if you want to do an adaptation of something that's not been done before, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're known for doing that very well, Disney. Beauty and the Beast. That film isn't that fucking old.
No.
Film came out just before the 2000s. What the fuck?
It's a complete beefcake, that film. Like, so many men in there that women love. They're gonna absolutely eat that film up. They really will.
Adaptation. And remake. Star Wars Rogue One. No idea what the fuck that is, but it's a sequel.
It's a spin-off movie for the Star Wars episode films. So it's like the spin-off of episode 7. Yeah.
Ugh, don't care. Don't care. Weirdly, DreamWorks Ghost in the Shell. I'm not sure why this is listed here. I'm not sure if DreamWorks is working with DreamWorks to produce this.
Yeah.
Don't know. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. As much as I'm looking forward to it. Sequel.
Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 8. Sequel. Dead Man Tell No Tales. Pirates of the Caribbean. Sequel. This is like the 5th one now.
Yes.
Toy Story 4.
Which I still don't see the need of a new Toy Story.
No, that's debate. And then obviously we've got the rest of the list as far as we know being Thor Ragnarok sequel. And then this is where it kind of gets interesting. Untitled Pixar film for 17. Untitled Disney film.
This might be the Latina Princess one, hopefully.
Maybe some original ideas could be in there.
Yeah.
That's for 18. We've got Avengers Infinity War Part 1, which is probably the most messy title I think I've ever seen in my life. That's for 18 as well. Untitled Pixar Animation, still in 18. Black Panther in 18. Captain Marvel in 18. Untitled Disney Animated Film in 18. And then 2019 we have Avengers Infinity War Part 2. And we have Inhuman, which is an adaptation, but you know, it's a new thing, I guess. Yeah,
it's an adaptation of something that isn't as well known.
Yeah, I mean, I know someone who'd be very happy for that. I don't understand the point of this. Think of it like this. Could you imagine if the writer of Breaking Bad just came out and just decided, oh yeah, we're in season 1, right? So we got 2 more seasons of that.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have a break. Then we're going to have 1 more season. Then it's going to end with blah, 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 spoilers.
Yeah, it's just showing everyone, like, it's like, we've got all this. We don't need that. Just when it's getting, like, a while before the film, it's like marketing for the film.
If you want to announce it, okay. Yeah. That's fine, but you don't need to make a big song and dance about it, nor do you need to go against what you fucking build up. It's fucking Capcom all over again.
Yeah, it's kind of like, we're not really caring about these, it's on the construction line, and they'll be out at this time, done.
Yeah, there seems to be no real love going into this. From the standpoint of money, it's just like the only... If I was to pick like a couple of things I'm actually interested in this, the only thing I would probably pick would be Zootopia, because if it's the project I think it is, then that should be cool. And Mona, because I don't know what the fuck it is.
I'm interested in Ant-Man, and I mean, besides other superhero films, which I'll possibly...
I wasn't necessarily talking about like 16.
Yeah.
Onward. What? Sorry, 15.
Yeah, I'd probably say Mona seems the most interesting. Like by name, it's something different.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Mona the Vampire is going to be getting a film.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
No, we're joking. I mean, they should have made a Mona film that would have. I think kids could probably resonate with that.
Yeah.
Today's times, but I don't know. This is an issue I probably will be coming back to because it's some bullshit. Like, I mean, yeah, sure. Tell your stockbrokers this. Have the plan on your office wall, but
don't show the audience.
But no, not necessarily don't show the audience. I mean, yes, we don't necessarily need to. You know, I didn't have to look this up or find the information or have it shoved in my face or acknowledge it or bring it up on this podcast.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to say is, what are you gaining from this, Disney? What are you gaining from letting other people know your master plan? And especially a master plan that is showing no real signs of creativity, originality, or anything that is even worthwhile to anyone who appreciates art or animation in that sense.
Yes.
That's my main statement right here. You only have to go on Tumblr and look at John, who's got an original idea for an adventure story about a dog who travels the galaxies. Get him to come into the studio, make an original film. People do like original ideas. Stop force-feeding people remakes, sequels, and shit.
You know what would actually be really great for Disney?
What?
If they actually got a collection of people with interesting ideas and then did maybe a film going through different stories.
Apparently it doesn't sell.
But that would be amazing. You'd have so many different kind of stories going on. You'd have lots of original ideas.
It would. I mean, I guess someone's probably going to have to beat them to the punch, I guess.
Patent pending, it's mine.
Fair enough. I guess the other question to end. I'm going to end this main topic before we move on to our final segment. Where's My Songs of the South remake?
Oh,
you remaking everything, Disney. Where's My Song of the South remake? Come on.
No.
That film's not necessarily politically correct. You could change that film, or where's the re-release of the Disney Donald Duck Nazi war propaganda? Where's that? You have not released that on Disney on DVD yet. That's something you could remake, because that's offensive. As soon as you kind of want to take things that have some kind of stance within race and culture and that. Where is it? Where's the Song of the South remake? I'm sure there'll definitely be a ton of black people who would definitely love to be in this film. Or where's the DVD re-release?
I honestly think that they're trying to bury that as much as possible.
They think they buried that, but you go into my room, I'll bring you the copy of the video right now. I've got that shit.
I think they don't realise the internet exists sometimes.
Oh, they do, otherwise they wouldn't have put this here.
Okay. They seem to be a bit bipolar in some situations.
If I ever meet Disney, I'm going to bring my video of Song of the South and say, where's my Blu-ray?
Get it signed.
Get it signed.
Yeah.
By Tim Disney or whoever. I think it's like either Tim or John Disney who's in charge of Disney right now.
I thought Walt Disney was supposed to be like buried in in a cryostasis. That's what the whole rumor is.
No, it's either his son or Mickey Mouse himself.
Interesting. Mickey Mouse actually cryogenically frozen.
Would you think about it? For one of the most iconic fictional characters in all of time, what is he actually doing? He's in one show as of right now, and that's a short on Disney Channel. You wouldn't think that one of the most famous and recognizable figures in all of history would be reduced to a 5-minute short.
Why doesn't he get his own film?
Last time we saw him anything major was Get a Horse.
True.
And that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Better than Frozen, in my opinion.
And then
just for what it stands for.
Before that, wasn't there that Mickey Mouse game with the paintbrush or something?
Oh yeah, but that was before Get a Horse.
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed that wasn't on the DVD of Frozen. I'm like, where the hell is that?
It's not in the special features or anything?
I don't think so.
Oh.
And there's like 5 versions of Frozen on DVD.
Might be on the Blu-ray.
Fucking better be.
They always put special stuff on Blu-ray.
I guess so. But yep, that's that discussion talked about bullshit. If I ever meet Disney, oof.
Yeah, I'm just confused by it.
That's another thing, actually. There's actually going to be a part 3 to this major topic, which is going to be for the next podcast, which is going to involve some serious thinking. I've already got my question, but
okay.
All I will say is it's going to be a what if case scenario.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so hey, guess what I've been playing over the last week or so?
What have you been playing, Raccoon?
Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
You mean that game that it doesn't get advertised?
Unfortunately, no. I've mentioned Shantae in the previous podcast when we were talking about our characters for Smash Bros. Yeah. And how I think she should be a surefire winner to go in this, and she makes sense.
She'd be a perfect choice.
Characters. All of her games are on Nintendo properties. Yeah. Something someone else brought to mind was the fact that it would be great because I don't think anyone over here knew anything about Fire Emblem or Earthbound until Ness and Marth were put in Smash. Yeah. I think it'd be a great way because ultimately the people who make Shantae, they're going to make a profit, and Nintendo's going to make a profit. That's their game. And
that'd be perfect for putting Shantae in there because I'm going to buy the game, but I know a lot of people have never heard of it. They wouldn't, obviously they don't trust new ideas. It's a major problem. So by introducing it in Super Smash Bros., you already get people who are like, okay, maybe I'll try it.
Yeah. That's fair enough. I mean, I don't know. A lot of... I don't know, but the game is pretty damn good for what I played. It's not too long. I mean, I'm literally right at the final boss. Oh, cool. So I'm gonna say I've pretty much beaten it. I've probably got a little bit left of the game, but so far I think I'm allowed to say what I think of it. Game is fantastic.
I'm glad to hear it.
Got some fun platforming. Yeah. It's got the Metroid and Castlevania Symphony of the Night feeling with the backtracking and exploring and going all that. Okay. Which note that I did not combine both franchises because you don't do that. You're not a fucking retard.
What, you don't do the Metroidvania?
Yeah, because that's stupid. Because Metroid clearly claimed first. Yes. And Castlevania improved on it.
Exactly.
Something that people just throw out there.
But yeah, Shantae is... I do really want it. It's something that I'm looking forward to buying.
Yeah, she's such a great character for a dancing genie.
It's perfect.
It's great. She mainly fights with her hair. She has all her weapons and that. I mean, you can't not enjoy a game which has you pretty much fighting to save the world against an evil pirate coming back from the grave. You know, you have to team up with your arch nemesis, Risky Boots, and you meet up with a lot of other characters from the franchise, like Rotty Corpse, Sky, and all those other characters, and you know, Ammo Baron as well. He's very prominent in this game. But the game is fun. Platforming is solid. Power-ups that you find are solid. You know, definitely with that exploration, there's a bit of a collection to it. You've got to collect hearts, very much like Zelda, in order to boost your life up. And then you got some other thing, which another collectible, which I won't go into too much of a spoiler. Which I'm not 100% sure if that's going to play into the overall story. But I've got all of them, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
The game is fun. It's very funny. It's got its own sense of humor, which is pretty good.
Perfect.
It's not trying to be, you know, super funny. Oh, this is the comedy. It just kind of flows. Where it's just like the thing the character says is a bit stupid or a bit funny or a bit odd. It just makes sense, which is why I really like the game.
Yeah.
Only downsides really is could have been a little longer. Could have done a lot more with the stories, and obviously teaming up with Risky Boots could have done a lot more because she doesn't really do too much as far as I know. Obviously, I haven't beat the game just yet, so she hasn't done too much. I think there could have been more of a teaming up with her. I think like there's definitely a moment where you kind of meet up with all four of the female characters.
Yeah,
and I think I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking in my mind, could have done something where switch between characters. Oh, you need Risky Boots to do this. Or they have a special move where if they combine powers, they can do that. Something like that could have been pretty good. But then again, Shantae does use a lot of like pirate weaponry to advance further in the game and stuff like that. But other than that, it's a pretty good game. I highly recommend it. It's on the 3DS. It's not too expensive, and the game needs more love, especially since they've got all three games on the 3DS and Wii U, as well as the next game coming out, which I believe is Half Genie Hero.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Which I believe, if I believe correctly, is going to be the sequel to Pirate's Curse, most likely.
Well, it's definitely something I'm going to be picking up.
Yes, do so. Recommend it for everyone.
Raccoon.
Yeah.
Guess what I've been watching?
What you been watching, boy?
I decided to binge watch Daredevil, the new Netflix TV show.
Oh, I thought we said the film. No.
Oh no, I love that film too much. It's the best superhero film ever.
What? No, I just played.
No, but the TV show is. I'd actually say it's really good. It's nice. It takes it on a street level, which is perfect. There are references to the Avengers in ways. Nice. It's not like put in there bluntly, like, "Hey, did you see that man?" It flows well.
He's made of iron.
Exactly. It flows. There are kind of references in a few episodes, etc. Some background things that are nice, and it actually kind of plays into the story a little. Nothing major, just kind of a small setup in a way. Okay. Which is perfect. And the characters are really well done. Main character like Matt Murdock, I think they got a great actor for him. Yeah. Kingpin is probably one of the better villains of the Marvel Universe. Yeah, in general, yeah. He's played very well, I have to say. He's probably a standout. And even some of the cinematography is good. Like, I'm sure everyone has said this, but in the second episode, there's this fight scene which is very well done. Yeah, I've heard about it. It's I highly recommend it, and throughout a lot of it, they use a lot of red and yellow and black colours for Daredevil during like lighting, etc. Yeah, which goes into his previous outfits. I thought that was smart planning. And for Kingpin, it's all black, whites, and greys. Yeah, it's brilliantly done. I highly recommend it. Binge watching if you want. You recommend binge watching? Yeah, I do. Okay. Some of the episodes nearer to the end aren't as good. Like some of them are a bit slow in like not good ways, but some are great development. But the final episode has a few problems. Okay. It kind of feels like it's throwing away stuff. But possibly, do you think those things that are being thrown away will be resolved in the next season, do you think? Yes, but it's more of the way it's thrown away. Oh. It's kind of like dealt with, it kind of makes light of some stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just like, enough of that. Next thing. Kind of.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm trying not to go into too many spoilers.
Yeah. I mean, not unless you want to do a dedicated section just for spoilers. But yeah, that's fine.
I think it's something people should stand on, watch this themselves. I don't want to give anything
If
away.
you have Netflix or wait for the DVD.
Yeah. It's a highly recommended from me, probably one of the better superhero things out there.
Because what's the other? Because the other TV series we have, what's coming up next? I forget what it was.
They've got Luke Cage coming out.
Luke Cage, yeah.
Then Iron Fist, and aka Jessica Jones.
Okay.
And then those four will be fusing into the Defenders.
Okay. With Daredevil.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be a street level kind of superhero team.
Cool.
So
that's I guess Disney or Marvel's plan for that shit.
Yeah. And they potentially might end up going into the movies at some point.
Maybe it'd be nice just to kind of have them help out.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty great. How that would work out, I mean, if Marvel assumes that everyone's just seen it, then I don't know how that would work out. That's the ultimate problem with that kind of crossover stuff happens, because if you didn't see that film, you might be like, who that? But if you're in the know, you'd know at least. But I guess that's what trailers are for, maybe, or the bigger push for those shows.
And they do kind of cover the characters a little bit in some of the crossovers. Like, it's like, oh, this kind of thing happened, so people aren't too out of the thing. They do let them know in a way.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, we ending the podcast on some positives, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah, some good show and a good game.
Good game. Hopefully, I think we should always try and end the podcast on something positive.
Yeah, just to give some hope to the people who listen.
Yeah. So we're gonna kind of wrap up real quick. We got the video of the week, which is something we both seen, which is going to be Chinese reporter going down slide. Which it's a very short video. It doesn't even reach 30 seconds. And I won't say anything else other than check the description, because it might be one of the better things you see.
I actually love this video.
I do too. And we'll leave you with that. So I think it's time to wrap up. I'm the Angry Raccoon.
And I am Ace.
And we'll see you on the next podcast.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Peace.
It had to happen.
If you say so.